Gamers, it's time for episode 1 of the road to 1,000 days survived in my hardcore world. This video consists of the first 7 episodes of the series so far, and I'll continue to release these compilations every 7 episodes. Also, feel free to leave this video running in the background as it greatly helps the channel. Alright, let's get into episode number 1. Gamers, it's time to return to my roots with a new hardcore series. I'll be focusing on what I love doing most, creating unique and interesting builds, but of course we need to get our footing first. So, let's get started. Alright, let's switch that to hardcore. Fire tick off because I love building with wood. And as for the seed, I have no idea. Just don't ask me. And yeah, that's it. What in God's name? Where the hell am I? Oh, we're actually in a mangrove swamp. What the hell? Dude, this has got to be the weirdest location I've started in. Dude, this place is literally denser than a jungle. Oh my God. All right, let's jump down and get our footing. All right, and the first thing I'm going to be making is actually not wooden tools. I'm making a boat because I want to get the hell out of here. Yeah, let's go. Oh my God, are we free? We are free. Jesus Christ, man, sunlight. But I think I will actually go ahead and chop down a couple of trees here just to get, you know, the essentials done. All right, there we go. There's our full stone tools sorted. I'm not even doing the generic Minecraft YouTuber freaking time lapse, you know, every block breaks to the bead or some shit. It's been done a million times, okay? I'm getting sick of it at this point. All right, our food is starting to tick down, so I just mined some cobble. Let's make a furnace real quick and cook up some of this juicy meat right here. The next most important thing is going to be finding a couple of sheep to sleep through the night because, yeah, this is probably the most dangerous time, so let's pray. Oh, yes, there's actually one right there. Hell yeah. Okay, there's one. Oh, thank God there's a couple more sheep here, actually. All right, there we go. There's all of our wool. Let's make that into a bed and bang. So that's pretty much the main starting stuff all done, pretty much in record time as well, I believe. And hopefully the next clip will be me finding an absolutely incredible location. Okay, no amazing location found yet, but it is nearing the end of day 1. And I have spotted a couple of interesting locations. We've got a jungle over there. We've got a dark wood forest as well. I think I'm probably just going to hang around here for a little while and sleep to the day, and I'll probably meet you guys over at the jungle. Okay, here we are at the jungle, and yeah, the main thing I wanted here was some bamboo, and thankfully I did just find a single stalk of it, which is kind of weird. And this is going to be very helpful for making scaffolding. Ooh, okay, bit of an update. We found a cave entrance here. Ooh, there's actually a lush cave down there. Do you see that? Dude, those light rays are absolutely incredible. That looks so nice, dude. What the hell? And that leads down into this lush cave too. It's so scenic out here, man. Oh my God, that is lush AF. Jesus Christ. Oh, there's also a freaking mine shaft thing up there too. Okay, before we do that, let's quickly set up shop here because iron has been pretty plentiful. Oh my God, there's even more over here. So I think what I'm going to do is smelt all of this up, make a full iron armor set and a couple of iron tools as well. So I'm going to get that sorted right now. Oh my God, that should be shiny. Look at that. You can see the furnace reflection in it. That's pretty cool, actually. What the hell? Bingle, bangle, bongle, dingle. There we go. We are now fully kitted out, boys and girls. Holy crap, dude. Record time. We're only on day 2. Wait, we're on day 1. What the hell? I thought I slept to day 2, huh? But yeah, there we go. We're now equipped to take on the caves. We've got our full iron armor set and a couple of iron tools as well. So let's venture out and hopefully find a couple diamonds. That'd actually be pretty neat. Oh my God, dude. This area is massive. I'm gonna mine as much of this iron as I can. Dude, there's even more down here. What the hell? I then went on to find our first diamond in a minecart and continued on through the caves to find even more. We ended up getting pretty lucky here. Dude, the amount of effort I put in to get this diamond, Jesus Christ. It better be more than one, I swear to God. Oh, wow, man. You have got to be kidding me. All right, I think it's a good time to end off the mining trip now. We're starting to run low on food, but here's my overall haul. So I'm going to play it safe and dig up to the surface from here. So yeah, I'll meet you guys up there. Oh, and here we are, finally up at the surface. So now I'm just going to keep adventuring and trying to find a nice plains biome to settle down at. So yeah, I'll probably meet you guys there. Okay, I do apologize. Yeah, I'm having a bit of trouble finding a nice location in this world, but I spotted this tower on top of this hill over here, which of course leads to a village. So let's go check it out. Any goodies for Daddy Disruptive? Hello? Oh, some spuds? Okay, we'll take it. Oh my God, there it is. Finally, a freaking plains biome. Yes! What the hell is that? Let me get a bit more of a better vantage point. Oh, okay, and here we are. Jesus Christ, dude. That area is expansive, man. But as you can see over here, a quite interesting area, I might say. It's like a hilly plains area. But then if I do a 180... bang, look at that area. That is quite nice. Oh, there's a cherry blossom biome over there too. Okay, I've actually sailed over from the mainland that I found over there and over to here as, you know, I'm in search of a pretty flat location to build my starter base. And this spot right here is pretty much the perfect spot. So as for my starter base, I'm gonna need a lot more materials. So I need to make a starter base for my starter base, basically. Dude, I said base like 3 times in that sentence. So let's dig a little tunnel in here and just make a bit of underground starter base, you know? Let's get our first diamond tools crafted up. Oh, I'm going to be doing a lot of tree chopping, so I think an axe is honestly going to be worth it here. Okay, we're going to be needing a lot of resources for this base because, yeah, at this point, it isn't really a starter base. It's basically just a base. You know, nowadays, you can't get away with something that crap on YouTube, so you got to make basically a mansion for your starter base at this point. So we're going to be needing a lot of oak wood and also spruce. I haven't seen a spruce tree in quite a while, so that might be a bit of an adventure. But yeah, it is time to start the resource gathering time lapse, yeah, right now. So the first resource on the list was oak wood. For that, I simply headed into the nearby forest to gather as much as I could. For spruce, I had to venture quite far and luckily found a few standalone trees I could gather saplings from. So I chopped them all down and quickly returned home. Back home, I planted those saplings to grow into giant spruce trees and began chopping. I plan on using this spruce wood for the pillars of my starter base. The final resource I needed was cobblestone and a lot of it. So I dug a small mine shaft until I hit a giant cave and then just quarried out a bit more stone here. Okay, with all of our resources obtained, I'm now trying to decide whether I want to make our base here or over here. I'm kind of leaning to this spot now, just because we only have this one layer of grass here that we have to remove, and then we have this massive flat area. It's gonna take a while, but at least we're gonna have a good supply of dirt left over. So yeah, I'm gonna get started doing that right now. So the reason I needed a bunch of cobblestone was for these circles I needed for my base design. The only purpose for them is to keep mobs out, and that's about it. They just kind of look cool, to be honest. Alright gamers, now with our 3 rings completed, it's time to get started on the house. So I don't know where this like sudden burst of energy just came from, but you know, we're just gonna roll with it. But yeah, oh dude, the one thing I wanted to make was shears. I wanted to pick up this grass with god damn it. Just give me a second, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back and I've cleaned up this area because yeah, this is where we're going to be adding our actual house. All of these rings here are going to be containing our farms and such, which we'll get to later on. And I think what I'm going to do is maybe make a house that kind of conforms to this half of the circle here. So we'll start our first pillar off right here, and let's just pray that that lines up. Yes, it does. Sweet. And now we need to kind of add pillars that'll conform to this semicircle shape. So just give me a second, I'm going to get that figured out right now. Okay, I think that layout's looking good. Now I'm going to go ahead and just raise all of these up to, I don't know, maybe 4 blocks high, I think. So yeah, just give me a second. All right, so there is the, you know, the base layout of all of the pillars. I think we will actually add on a second floor to this just because I think it needs it. But for now, let's pencil in the walls a little. So this is what I got the oak wood for. I feel like it works really well against some spruce wood. My friend Extra Builds actually said to try out stripped spruce logs instead of just regular spruce logs. So let's see how that looks. Might just strip this whole section just to have a geese. And let's also strip these as well. And yeah, that does actually look pretty nice. I don't know, should we go with this or should we go with unstripped? I feel like I like the contrast of the non-stripped wood against this, but I can really appreciate that this would look pretty nice as well, you know? So thanks Extra, but yeah, not this time, idiot. All right, now as for this middle strip that I left out, of course we need some windows. So we're gonna go with Old Faithful, a couple of stairs, and thankfully I've pre-prepared some glass panes here. We'll slap those in right there, and what the hell? Hold on, I need to fix that real quick. Oh, that is so much better, holy crap. My next video will actually be, you know, a tutorial for these brand new glorious shaders that I'm using at the moment, along with some extra mods like, you know, connecting these glass textures up together. So be sure to subscribe for that video as it'll be coming out quite soon. For the door, of course, we will, you know, just have something like this with some stairs. We'll slap that in right there. And there we go. There's our doorway added in. Now, I don't really know how I'm going to do these like diagonal shaped ones. I will probably just go ahead and leave out the windows because it's not going to look too nice, I don't think. So I'll probably just fill them in completely with blocks like this, which is fine anyway because it gives us an area to work with on the interior so that we don't like, you know, block up the windows because it gets kind of annoying having to work around like windows like this as well. But yeah, I'm going to continue filling in these walls and I'll be back in just a second. All right, there's all of our walls done. If you're wondering why I'm so far away, it's because I actually came up with an idea for something on the front there. Instead of just having our stairs, I think what could look nice is maybe having some azaleas there. So let's go ahead and just place a moss block right here, and we're gonna bone meal this, and we're just gonna harvest up a bunch of azaleas like this. Oh my god, that one gave us so many. What the hell? Okay, that should be good enough. Let's head back. All right, and so my idea is to replace these stairs here with some planks instead, and then let's have a piece of dirt here with an azalea on top. Yeah, that does look kind of weird because it covers up basically half of the freaking window. So we might just have to plant them like that. Yeah, if we're doing it this way, I reckon it's gonna look better if we fill out the whole window like that. Oh my god, and of course there's the rain. Yeah, we'll just replace all of those with blocks there, and we'll plant azaleas in. And yeah, that's looking pretty sweet. Let's also just go ahead and place some lanterns on these little knobbly... Jesus Christ, man. That was so close. What the hell? Oh, actually, because it's storming, that means we can go back to bed. Yes! Good night, gamers. Okay, and yeah, that's looking pretty good so far, but yeah, I think we definitely do need a second floor on this bad boy. We could even add like a balcony here and maybe some balconies on the sides. I reckon that would look pretty sweet. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started doing that right bloody now, mate. Alright, now, of course it's gone and bloody started raining again. Sorry, I don't know why I just started talking like that, but basically it just makes the time lapse, you know, just kind of to look at. So we're just going to continue on in, you know, the old first person perspective. So right here I'm adding a, you know, a secondary balcony thing on top of our balcony, you know, more so just like a little rain protector, I guess. Just something like that, pretty cool. This is how it looks from afar, you know. Oh my god, that's a lot of zoom. Now, as for these little sections here where we've got some dirt, I just want to go ahead and place a couple of flowers in there. And we got a little bit of a wild patch over here, so let's just grab some. All right, I spent way too much fucking time trying to find the stupid, dumb, fucking blue flowers, so we're just gonna go with something like this instead, you know, the old faithful red, blue, yellow. And then on this side, we got the white theme. Let's take a look from afar, and yeah, dude, that's looking pretty good. It's a bit annoying that that is very far off-centered, but, you know, what can you fucking do, mate? Okay, so that's basically, you know, the first 2 floors done. I, of course, need to get some more lanterns. Let me do that right now. Jesus, mate. All right, and there's our final 2 lanterns on. There we go. And yeah, as you can see, we have these nice 2 like balconies on the sides. I don't really know what I'm gonna do here. Probably just you know, leave it as it is because not much room there, but yeah, you know. So now the final thing pretty much of the base part is the roof, and we'll get started doing that as a time lapse right bloody now. So for this roof, I decided to go with my signature curved design. Always looks great, and I also employed a little bit of a dormer design as well. All right, mate, and that's basically it. That's all the exterior pretty much done there. Well, you know, except for the actual rest of the exterior that I've basically completely forgotten about. But I think before we get onto this, I do want to get started on the interior in here because, yeah, my god, dude, I've forgotten to strip so many pieces of logs here. Yeah, I want to move out from that little crappy base over there and actually get everything in here. So I think what I'm going to do now is just replace all of this floor with some oak, and yeah, we'll just get straight into building the interior. Just give me a second. All right, we're back. We've added in the goddamn fucking floor in here, mate. Now it is time to start adding in you know, all of the interior shit in here. So first up, I'm thinking right at the smack bang in the back here, we're going to add in our, you know, what's it called? Staircase thingamajiglet. Then we can... Oh my god. I forgot about this back area here. How are we going to get around this, eh? Shit. Alright, I have instead opted for a bit of a ladder instead of a staircase, just because I've spent way too long trying to figure out where to do it, basically, and yeah. Okay, there we go. Second floor access sorted out. I don't exactly know what we're gonna do up here yet, but we'll figure it out, okay? All right, so this back area is going to be the old bedroom. So we're of course gonna slap our bed in there, and I think I actually want this to be a 3-wide bed, so I'll be back. Yeah, I gotta go get some more wool. Okay, and we're back with a couple more beds. Let's slap those in. And now beside the beds here, we got a bit of room to work with. So I reckon we could just add a couple of like little tables. Now, along the top here, we're gonna do the signature barrels, okay? All right, now I think I actually want to change these again, okay? I want to make them into maybe, let's do a couple of composters, and I'm gonna have to grab some leaves. I'll be back once again, mate. Okay, I'm back with some bloody leaves. Let's chuck those in there, and I reckon on top of these for now, just some lanterns will be quite nice. Now, as for a little thing to hold these barrels up, let's do something like this, and then, you know, just something like that. You know, it's sleek, it's simple, it's effective, it always works, it's nice, okay? What else can I say about it? I don't know, but I think that's quite good. All right, now we have a couple other areas we need to get to. Of course, we need a crafting and storage. Now, I've made a couple of chests here, and I don't exactly know where to put them. I'm thinking right here is going to be a pretty nice spot for just a bunch of, like, just double chests like this. Next up, crafting. I want this to be pretty close to the main storage. So I'm thinking over here, and that's all I really got in the means of crafting blocks at the moment. We will, of course, add some barrels at the top. It's gonna look a little strange. Okay, let's leave them out here. Maybe just make this area the crafting area for now. And for now, just, you know, so this crafting table isn't lonely, we can just put a couple of stripped logs there. And I'm completely out of lanterns. I would like to add one on there, but I'll go and grab that later. I don't really have anything else that I can think of to add in here at the moment. Oh, except for actually furnaces. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some crap and I'll meet you guys back in there. Okay, we're back now. Let's chuck in some goddamn lanterns in there, and hell yeah, that is looking quite good. Now, I think in this little area here, it could use a another indoor house plant. So let's slap one in. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's slap one in right there as well. Okay, I don't want it to be too high. All right, and now as for our smelting area, let's just slap in some furnaces like that. What else could we add on top of here? Maybe like make it into kind of like a kitchen, I guess. Pressure plate, button. I don't know what they're supposed to be. I want the button to be this way. There we go. You know, just a hot plate and some other decoration. I have no idea, but yeah, there we go. That's an interior. That's looking quite good. It's very simple at the moment. I think we're lacking a rug right here. A nice red rug. There has been a sheep walking around here. Where is he? There he is. All right, I'm gonna go. Okay, there's actually a couple more sheep here. Sweet. Let's shear these bad boys. Okay, there's all of our red carpets created. Let's go ahead and add these in rightio here. Actually, I want 3 more. Thank God we actually had enough. There we go. Okay, so that's basically the interior solved for now. Next up for the exterior, I need to make a couple of fence gates. Right, there we go. Let's add those in there. So now we are completely mob proof, which is pretty sweet. I do also want to add in a little bit of a pathway. And now it is time to get on to, you know, the main part of the exterior here, which is going to be the farms. I do actually really want carrots for this as well. I want wheat and carrots. And so to get those, what I might do is venture back over to that village that's over there. Hope and pray that they have some carrots, and then I'll come back here and you guys will probably just see me, you know, as a time lapse, just filling in all of these farms. So yeah, let's get started right now. All right, so I just went on a trip to that village and unfortunately they didn't have any carrots at all. So my next idea is to go ahead and adventure down into our mine shaft and down into that giant cave that I found before. Actually, I want to get a bucket of water before we do that. All right, so yeah, I want to go ahead and put a water bucket here because making a staircase down this is going to actually suck like giant balls. So we're just gonna do that. So we're also gonna pray that we find a mine shaft because that's the only other real way that I know of to get carrots other than you know, just a rare drop from zombies. Oh my god, dude, it goes even deeper down here. What is down here? There's a whole nother sub layer here as well. Oh my god. Oh, okay, and I did not expect to just find some diamonds and a little green boy here as well. Get the hell away from me. Yeah, I did not expect to just find some diamonds laying around. Jesus Christ. Okay, it's only one, but that's a whole shovel, dude, and that goes a long way. Okay, and we got some cave fog as well. I gotta turn that off. There we go. That's a bit better. That's easier to see. Okay, there's probably gonna, yeah, of course there's diamonds. God damn, I really do not want to go down there. Okay, actually there is a mine shaft. We do need to go down there, so that's okay. Let's head back up, grab some bloody dirt, and I'll be back. All right, we're back down. I've made a little abomination here, but dude, there are so many diamonds everywhere. Look at it. There's even one down there. Christ almighty above, mate. Also, why is it so dark? It is very dark in here, and there's a lot of freaking skellywags. Oh my god. They are doing some damage. Okay. Time to... Oh, shit. Okay, we're actually in danger here. Okay, let's recuperate. Let's mine a tactical diamond here. Oh, okay, there actually is more. Thank god. I just spotted another one over here. I need to go get it. Oh, dude, that was risky. Jesus Christ. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, dude. Oh my god, it keeps going. Dude, you need to fuck off right now. I'm busy. There's another one here. Oh my god, okay. I don't know why I get so, like, excited over diamonds still. I'm like a 12-year-old kid, but shit, dude, 9 diamonds? Dude, it is so dark. What the hell? There's diamonds up there. Is it really worth it? Of course it is. Who do you think I am, mate? Jesus Christ. Dude, there's even more under the... I didn't even see that before. What the hell? There is so much down here. Although I am starting to get worried because I still have not found a single carrot yet. Oh, okay. We've just found a chest, please. Oh, no. But, oh, we did find a name tag. That's pretty cool. Oh my god. Even more diamonds. Okay. We're up to 20. Jesus Christ. Okay. But still no carrots, man. Oh my god. More diamonds. And another chest. No fucking carrots. I'm gonna punch something now. It's evolved from crying. Dude, what the? There is so many diamonds in this fucking place. 4, 5. I don't know why. I'm on the verge of tears right now. Okay, unfortunately there has been no carrot luck, but we've had some pretty serious diamond luck. We're going to be able to make a full freaking suit of diamond armor in the first episode of the series, which is kind of insane. Let's evacuate the premises, and I might have to Google how to find carrots easily, because I don't know. Oh my god, please tell me that is carrots. Oh, dude, I've found 2 whole separate villages, and I just stumbled across this one, and Jesus Christ, thank God. Oh, excuse me. I'm leaving these guys with absolutely nothing left, okay? I'm also gonna see if they have any juicy loot for me as well. Get out of the fucking way, kid. I need to see if your parents have got some shit in their house. They don't, okay. Right, and literally none of these houses have any chests at all. I'm going to steal your freaking brewing stand, and I'm going to leave. Goodbye. Yeah, I'll meet you guys back at the base. I honestly have no idea which way I need to go. I think it's that way. Yeah, I'll meet you guys back there, and I'm going to start farming and planting all of this stuff. So I'll meet you guys there. All right, so the first step was to get some water under the wall so the farms can actually grow, and I had to do this for each circle. And the next step was to simply wait for the crops to actually grow. Okay, and now while I'm waiting for my farms to grow, I'm going to go ahead and start decorating the rest of, you know, our area here. So what I thought would be pretty cool is having, you know, these 2 sides actually have some useful blocks for us so that we don't actually have to go inside the base every time we want to, you know, craft or do something. And I think having a pathway of gravel instead of the same pathway would look pretty cool. So I went and grabbed a whole bunch of that, and I'm just going to make a little bit of an area here, and let's just start filling it in with some gravel. Okay, so on this left side here, I'm thinking maybe a crafting table, smithing table, and a barrel would look pretty cool. You can also slap a lantern on there too. And then on the other side over here, let's, you know, just add in the same gravel thing. And over here, let's add in a grindstone, a stone cutter, and then also an anvil, which we obviously don't have enough iron right now, so this is just going to be a placeholder log for the moment. Now, this pathway is looking kind of whack, so let's fix that up real quick. There we go. That's looking a little better. And now it's still looking kind of flat in here, so my solution is just going to be to add, you know, more details. I feel like some hay bales would look really cool, just kind of scattered around the place, along with some chests kind of intertwined with those. Let's actually make this maybe a barrel instead. Let's add another one over here, maybe like that. And we'll just do the same on this side and add a couple more. And yeah, that's looking really cool, actually. I love that. And now I think the final thing to do would be to just sprinkle some more grass in here, just because it is still kind of flat, and this will just make, you know, the grass look more grassy. I don't know, dude. See, that looks so much better with all of that. That is awesome. I do want to sprinkle a little bit into our pathway here as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's our starter base all done. The only thing we haven't really gotten around to is the second floor, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with yet. And also we still have the farm to do, which honestly is probably the most boring thing you could ever watch. So I'm going to do this in my own time, and hopefully it'll be all done in the second episode. I highly doubt it though. Gamers, a brand new world means brand new farms. And this time around, I was inspired by this awesome video, and I wanted to try something like that for myself. Along with that, I also wanted to try making the farms as realistic as possible by following images of real farms. So let's get to it. Okay, the first thing we need to do is to figure out exactly where we want to start building our realistic farms. Now, either we could travel all the way over there to the plains biome, but I feel like it's too far away, and it's also very hilly, and I'm kind of wanting a flat area. So I think I'm going to settle on this location here just outside of my base. There's a couple of little bumps and lumps that we need to, you know, smoothen off, but we'll figure that out. Step 2 is now going to be gathering a whole bunch of wood. We're going to need a lot of fences, a lot of detailing blocks for all of these different farms. So it's time to start harvesting a crap load of spruce wood. Okay, now with a bunch of wood obtained, it is now time to head down into the mine, as there's a couple more blocks that I'm going to be needing specifically for the farmhouse, those being diorite and also some deep slate as well. Where is some? I don't know. Yeah, over there. And yeah, so I'm just going to get all of that crap done right now. So I ended up finding a nice secluded spot to mine some of the diorite I needed, and once I'd obtained enough, I then made my way over to some deep slate to continue excavating. Okay, and there we go. That just about does it for this haul. My pickaxe is almost broken, and thankfully I punched a creeper here, which exploded and uncovered 3 diamonds right here, so we basically got a free replacement diamond pick right there. So I might grab a few more pieces of coal on the way out, and I'll meet you guys back up on the surface. Alright, the next step is to now go ahead and smoothen off this entire area. I'm going to be filling in holes, removing lumps and bumps in the... What the fuck, man? Why can't I say this, dude? So, yeah, commence, you know, yet another time lapse. Okay, now with the area prepped, all of our blocks finally obtained, it is now time to start with the first thing for our farmland, which is going to be our farmhouse. So yeah, I think I'm going to build this right here in this spot, and that means we can have all of our farms over here as well. So yeah, let's get started with the farmhouse right now. Alright, so first of all, of course, I got a general idea of how I wanted it to look and laid out the framework to begin with. I wanted it to also have a stone foundation, so I made sure to add one in. After raising the pillars up a bit, I began on the walls, opting to have them inset one block from the pillars to add more depth. I continued with the details by adding arches between the pillars using stairs and trapdoors, and added a ledge for the second floor to rest on as well. After repeating this around the sides and back of the farmhouse, I scaled up to the top and began construction of the second story. To add even more depth, I made the pillars stick out one more from the below ones, and again opted to inset the walls, this time using our diorite instead of stone. With the front wall complete, I filled in the sides and back walls of course, and then transitioned to the roof. After some trial and error of the shape, I settled on one with a nice farmhouse kind of vibe. I filled out all of the trims of the roof and began adding in our textured deep slate bricks and tiles for the main part of the roof. I added a cute little dormer and then continued filling out the opposite side of the roof, along with continuing the spruce trim along the top of the roof and finishing it off with a chimney design. I also decided to add more lanterns along the walls to brighten it up a bit. Okay, and there's our farmhouse all completed, well, except for the interior of course. Yeah, I still need to work on that. I'll do that later, don't worry, because now I want to get started on the actual farming areas. So I'm going to start digging out an area and replacing all of these blocks with stone and stone bricks, kind of like in a textured pattern. And yeah, I'm pretty much just going to extend this into a rectangle and repeat that a whole bunch of times and add some more stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So for our first rectangle, I ended up settling on a size of 17 by 20 and textured it with stone and stone bricks. Then it was onto the arduous task of repeating this 8 more times, and along with that I also made sure to shovel in some dirt paths between each one. And finishing up, to keep the mobs out, I opted for a sleek fence design for every one. Holy mother of God, that took a long time to do, but it's finally done and it's looking awesome. I just noticed I missed a lantern here. Let's fix that up real quick. There we go. Alright, so yeah, with all of our fields laid out, it is now time to get started on the first one up here right in front of the farmhouse. And so we'll be starting off with a carrot field. I've got a picture pulled up right beside me on my other monitor here that we're going to be following of an actual, you know, real carrot farm. And so it looks like they're in rows of 2. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have water beside them, even though they don't, you know, actually have just physical water next to them in the picture. You know, the crops in Minecraft need water beside them, obviously. So I'm going to dig these trenches like this. I'll fill them all up with water, just like that. And then we'll also go ahead and till all of these middle blocks here and just fill them all up with carrots. You know, this first one's pretty simple. We're getting started off with the easy one. So yeah, I'm going to get all of this done real quick right now. So using the image from before, I continued filling out the carrot farm with our rows of water and carrots. For the wheat farm, I opted for something slightly different, this time in the style of a rice field. I added curved rows of water to mimic the picture, added some details, and filled out the farm with a whole bunch of wheat. For the bamboo field, I found this cool picture with a road between them, a pretty simple one. I just didn't have much bamboo and had to keep waiting for them to regrow to replant them. Next, the oak tree farm, I found this picture, just ignore the dude standing there, but it's pretty similar to the bamboo field except they're planted in more of an organized manner, and I made sure to reflect that on our field here. For sugarcane, I found this image, which honestly, it turns out most of these farms are just in rows, so I ended up doing exactly that for this one. I also wanted this farm to be a bit more efficiently laid out, which worked out perfectly. I also wanted a dedicated area to grow moss for azaleas, and I couldn't really find anything online, so I just decided on 4 raised up beds that'll contain our moss. I also replaced the floor with planks so it doesn't spread outside their containers. Next, a spruce tree field. This one was pretty simple, very similar to the oak trees, except I just decided to randomize the placement for a bit of a forest vibe. Next, I decided to start a farm I've never done before, a flower field for bees. I collected heaps of flowers from the nearby flower biome and placed them in coloured rows. Now, you might notice I don't have any beehives, so we'll have to consult that issue a little later on. And finally, a potato field. Again, not too interesting, but I stuck to my guns and made it as closely as I could to the real deal. I added in some neat details like wheelbarrows too to keep it interesting. And there we go, all farms are now done. Alright, and there is all of our farms completed. This area is looking pretty awesome now, I might say. Now, you might have noticed, yeah, we didn't fully complete the potato farm because, yeah, I'm just waiting for them to grow because we have completely run out of bone meal. And also, we have missed some blocks here in the beehive. Well, it's not a beehive, it's a, I don't know, a bee field. But yeah, we're missing the actual beehive blocks here. We need 4 of them in total, and to get them, we need Silk Touch. And to get Silk Touch, we of course need an enchanting table, and to get that, we need a lot lot of cows for their leather, and then also a lot of sugarcane, which thankfully we're growing here. But yeah, we don't have any cows at the moment. So my new plan now is to construct a brand new animal barn right here beside our farmhouse. And so yeah, I'm gonna go get a bunch of wood and start building this bad boy right now. I decided on making this barn pretty wood heavy, as I love that look for barns at least. After filling out the framework, I started on a bit of a unique roof using logs, slabs, and trapdoors too. I built this on both sides and the top of course, then headed down to continue with the details. I added similar arches to the adjacent farmhouse, along with placing fences to keep the animals in. Alright, and there it is. There's our brand new animal barn created. I've also just gone ahead and rounded up the local population here. We got a couple of cows that I'm now going to breed. And there we go, there's our first little baby cow. You're soon gonna be eaten and turned into leather, mate. Thanks, buddy. We've also got one lonely sheep so far. I haven't been able to find a second one for him. But yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna start harvesting all of this sugarcane and continuously, you know, breeding these cows, combining that with slaughtering wild cows as well for leather, until we basically just have enough for our enchanting table and all of the bookshelves that we're gonna need for it as well. I also need to figure out a way to get a bunch of XP. I am thankfully level 30 now, just through my general, you know, gameplay, but in case our first enchantment doesn't have frickin' silk touch on it, we're gonna be up shit creek, eh? So yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of this harvesting done, a bunch of cow slaughtering done, and I'll be back with a bit of a progress update. Okay, bit of a progress report. Also, I do apologize if you can hear my son in the background for this segment. I'm feeding him dinner at the moment. So what I ended up doing was just slaughtering a whole bunch of wild cows? Slaughtering a whole bunch of wild cows along with the ones that I had captured, and I also came over to the village here and set up a little bit of a trading center here. So we got a couple of Fletcher villages which I've been trading sticks to for emeralds, and then we've got this guy over here, not the pig. Can you get out, sir? Thank you. We've got this guy over here which I've been trading bookshelves to, and thanks to that, along with slaughtering all of the wild cows, we have our 15 bookshelves, the max that we need for our enchanting area. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is head back to our base and start building our, you know, enchanting area. So I'll meet you guys there. Okay, gamers, we're back from a quick trip to the mine as we needed obsidian. I made sure to get enough for an enchanting table as well as a nether portal, so I don't have to go back down. And now we're going to be making our enchanting table, which I believe is something like that. There we go. Now we can head straight upstairs and start building our enchanting area. And so I think this corner is going to be a pretty good one. So let's get rid of this lantern and start adding in all of our bookshelves. Now I want to leave the windows out, and I think what I'll do is maybe come around this way like that. And there we go. That should be a full level 30. That's already not promising. We want that to say silk touch. But what we might do is head back down and make another diamond axe and see what kind of enchantment that will give us instead. You know, we have no shortage of diamonds. I saw a whole bunch more down there that I honestly couldn't be bothered to get. But yeah, as you can see, here's all of my ruined tools. All right, let's see what we're gonna get on the old axe. Bang, efficiency 4. I'm happy with that. Fortune 3, damn it. I really wish that would have been unbreaking. That actually kind of sucks, but that's okay. Let's pray. Oh man, okay. We're just gonna YOLO send it. Fortune 3. That is a bummer. That's honestly, that is such a good enchantment. I just really wish it was silk touch at the moment, but Fortune 3 is going to be really good. Okay, what I'm thinking I might do now that we have Fortune 3 here is maybe head back down to the mines and just mine some more diamonds and kill mobs to get up to level 30 here. Also, I completely forgot I wanted to add a couple little details to this. Now, eventually I do want to get bookshelves that maybe just kind of encase the windows here. So honestly, we can't really add too many details as of yet. But what we could do is maybe add a chest here for now, and eventually we'll have the bookshelf out to here and here, and we'll put another chest on there, and in there we can store our lapis. So yeah, that's good enough for now. Obviously not done, but we'll get to it later. So yeah, let's head back down to the mine, slay a couple of bogeys, mine some diamonds, get back up to level 30, and enchant another pick. All right, so we're back down in the mines, and yeah, here is all of the diamonds that I was talking about. There's 2 there. Pretty sure there's one over there as well, and up there. Oh my god, there is just, they're scattered around everywhere here. So I'm gonna make a little obsidian bridge over to these couple of diamonds over here and mine them up. All right, so from mining 3 diamond ore blocks in total, we now have 8 diamonds. That's actually insane how good that is. I've also just spotted another diamond vein over there too of 2 diamonds. So I'm gonna go scoop all of these up and get to level 30, and I'll meet you guys back up at the house. All right, we are back from the underground. We ended up with 21 diamonds and also level 30, as you can see down there. I'm going to make a new diamond pickaxe and go ahead and enchant this and pray we get silk touch. All right, here we go. Please have silk touch. I am praying right now. Oh, yes. Thank God for that. Enchant, silk touch efficiency 3. That's honestly pretty shit. But we got Silk Touch, I don't even care. Thank God for that, man. Now we can finally go freaking mine some goddamn beehives to put on top of our farm. That's what this whole ordeal was for. But I am very thankful that we now do have some enchanted stuff like an axe and 2 pickaxes now, which is pretty sweet. This is going to make chopping wood a whole lot faster. And of course, as you saw before, getting diamonds is going to be a whole lot easier too with our new pickaxe. And yeah, once we get to level 30 again, we're going to be able to enchant everything else. And I now have enough diamonds to make full diamond armor as well. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Now I'm going to go hunt for some beehives and whack them onto our farm. So yeah, let's go try and find some. All right, here's the first one. Hopefully this actually works. It was Extra that told me Silk Touch works. So yeah, thank God for that. There's our first bee nest. Let's go find some more. I just spotted a bee down here actually. So hopefully there's one over here too. Oh, there we go. There's one. Of course it just started raining bloody hell too. Jesus Christ. Okay, 2 beehives. That was pretty easy to find actually. Oh my God, and we got a massive cave here as well. Oh my God. Okay. Well, we're not here for that. Let's keep finding beehives. Here's beehive number 3. Bang. 1 more. And bang. There it is. 4 beehives in total. Let's go head back to base. Okay, and here we go. Oh, Jesus. Okay, like I was saying, there we go. That is the final piece of our farming puzzle completed. Once I place this last one, bang, there we go. Our farms are now all done with those bee nests in place. I don't exactly know how these work. It was Extra that explained it to me within like 2 minutes. Basically, you just place campfires under them. I don't know if, you know, smoking them out is going to actually make them harvest pollen from these flowers, but I guess we're going to figure it out as we go. Oh my God, why do I keep doing that? But yeah, there we go. Farms all done. Actually, oh my God, they're not all done. What the hell? I forgot about the potatoes. The goddamn spuds, man. Okay, well, we're almost done. I got that many planted. 1 more replant should get this all done. Oh, dude, that is so cute. They actually do collect the pollen and stuff. That is awesome. I love that so much. And dude, just walking through this, it's so lush and nice. I love this layout so much. It is awesome. And that just reminded me, we actually do have our farmhouse interior we need to get around to. I don't exactly know what I'm going to place in here. I'm going to have a little think about it, but we've got a decent area here. We've got even more area on the top floor. So I'm going to get this ceiling placed in and I'll figure out what to do with in here in just a second. All right, I'm back. I've added in the ceiling and also a little bit of a ladder that heads up to the 2nd floor here. I also do need to add a ceiling on here as well, but we'll get to that later. But I've actually come up with an idea for the interior for this. So to go along with our super realistic farms, let's make a try to make, I should say, a super realistic interior here. I have no idea how well it's going to go, but we're going to try it out. The first thing about interiors that makes them realistic is walls. Usually the interiors I build in Minecraft don't have any, you know, interior walls at all. So let's try just adding some walls. So I'm going to section off this little area here. Let's grab out some slabs and connect that to the ceiling like so. And I really want to bring this inside because it's starting to annoy me having to go constantly outside every time I need to craft something. Now let's place a stair block right there. Let's also add more spruce. Now, do I want to strip this? I think I do. I think it's going to look a little bit nicer on the eyes to strip this. And now let's add a door because, you know, of course, interiors and the walls have, you know, doors on them most of the time. So I reckon in here we'll have our bedroom area. And I think what could look nice is filling up this block here with some spruce wood. Let's strip all of that as well. And then let's place our bed right here. Now, what do beds usually have? Bedside tables. Let's place some of those on. Let's also add a bit of a carpet around here too. And now in this, let's maybe add a flower pot. Let's go with an azure bluet for this one. And then we'll place a little night light beside that too. Let's also maybe add in a ceiling light, but there is a bit of an issue. We don't have a middle, which kind of stinks. So maybe let's leave that out for now. Let's just have a light there. And now another nice thing that could make this look a little bit more realistic is adding some shelves in. So let's have a shelf up here, and then maybe let's have another one down here. And actually, let's maybe have this into a bit of a table instead like that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And now I know, you know, crafting blocks aren't really that realistic, I guess, but we can make this kind of the crafting area for the base as well. Let's maybe replace this with a crafting table. Up here, let's place a stone cutter and also a grindstone. And maybe up here we can have a little bit of storage. Let's place a barrel and some chests like so. And yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I don't know about super realistic, but it's okay, I guess. All right, next up for out here, let's maybe make a bit of a kitchen area. I think that could work well for this space. Now we do have quite a lot of area, and I just went and got 5 furnaces, but I think we are going to need more. Okay, so a kitchen area. Let's first actually brighten brighten up the area a bit. We do have 2 nice spots here to add some lanterns on. Now we've got a bit of a nicer area to work with. I think I want to just fill up this entire bottom section here with some furnaces like that. Yeah, that looks really cool. We got like a nice big wide kitchen here. Now another thing that a lot of kitchens have is, you know, these like cabinet things. So let's just do barrels instead for that, and maybe just have it kind of mimic the shape of the furnaces below. And now to make this look a little bit more like cabinets, let's have some of these below and then maybe kind of wrap it around the sides like that. And then I think to just improve the look a little further, let's connect that up to the ceiling like so. Yeah, that looks nice. Now, as for some decorations on top of these, let's maybe add some like hot plates, just kind of scatter them around, and also some stone buttons would look nice too. And maybe let's actually just replace one of these with a lantern as well. And yeah, that's looking quite cool. Another thing a lot of kitchens have is like a center island thing. So we can use a couple pieces of our stone here to make something like that. And to add some details, let's maybe surround this with some fences. Signs. I don't know what the hell I'm on about, honestly. And then maybe it's just like an empty cup or something. We could put a pot on top of there. I didn't actually mean to destroy that. And then maybe as like a plate, we could also place a wooden pressure plate on top of there. That's pretty cool. Actually, there's one more thing that I think would fit really well right here. Actually, let's move that over there. And yeah, it would fit in even nicer right there. All right, and here is that final piece of the puzzle right here. A cake. Dude, that looks so nice. That is awesome. Also, might as well, a nice spot right here, we can add a little indoor house plant too. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Do we have any space in here to add one? Actually, maybe we could right here. It does leave a little weird gap there, but we can actually fill that in with a slab and maybe another slab here just to even it out. Or we could even just actually, yeah, now let's change that again. Let's maybe just have 2 house plants in here like this and this. We'll just have that going up like so. It does cover up that window actually, which kind of sucks, but yeah, you can still kind of see through it. That's fine. Yeah, I like that. That looks nice and lush. That's awesome. Our kitchen is all done as well. That is looking sweet. Now, the second floor, we do have a lot of area to cover, and honestly, I don't really know what to add in here. So I think we'll probably just deviate from the realistic aspect and maybe just make this the actual storage for all of our different farm things. So I might just end up filling this entire area up with a whole bunch of double chests. We'll probably leave it at that for now. I might even move this up to the attic and maybe just fill all of this in with other stuff. But for now, yeah, I'm not really too sure what else to add. So I think that's pretty much good for now. All right, and that just about does it for this episode. I really love creating these unique style of builds, and I'd love it if you guys left a comment of any of your ideas for future episodes. Gamers, every time I build a town, it always looks the same. Buildings spread apart, repetitive houses, and just overall kind of poo. So I'm forcing myself to build the city I've always wanted by following a strict set of rules that I made up, and yeah, it ended up working pretty well. Let's get started. Alright, just before we get started on the city, coincidentally I have 33 levels and 2 unenchanted diamond tools. We definitely will be needing our shovel quite a bit, so let's get that enchanted. Okay, I'm not sure what Fortune's gonna do for a shovel, but whatever. Next, it's onto the sword. Oh my god, and it's knockback too. I absolutely hate knockback, so I'm just gonna leave it unenchanted. Alright, so I'm wanting to start this village in the massive plains biome over here, and thankfully it's pretty close to an existing village as well, which is great. So the rules for this city are strict. I don't want to fall into the same kind of pattern that I used to do in my old hardcore series, so we're gonna be following them very strictly. So, rule number 1, houses must be close together. This is to stop me from doing stuff like this. Honestly, it just looks shit. Rule number 2 is almost every house design must be different from each other. I'm sick of making, you know, maybe just 3 house designs at max and just repeating them over and over again in the same village. It just doesn't look great. Rule number 4, more job site buildings must be used. Previously, you know, maybe I'd make like a blacksmith and an archery range, and that's it. But this time we're adding more. And the final rule, rule number 4, use existing landscape for height variation. I did kind of do that already, but I did also used to try and just find like the flattest area and use that. But I really want to use this existing landscape here and just make something truly unique and awesome looking. So I'm going to be leaving the landscape largely untouched, just kind of flattening off small little areas for a house to fit on. So yeah, with all of those rules laid out, I think it's time to get started on a little bit of planning, which is also something I never really did for villages. So let's get to it. Firstly, I bridged a small gap here for our first wall to be situated on. I decided on a pallet of stone for the walls and stone bricks for the pillars, along with some windows of spruce fences. I also added some crenellations to the top for a bit of a castle-y vibe. So that's the final wall design, and now what I'm doing is just laying a foundation / plan of where our walls will be going. Figuring out the turns and corners was a bit of a challenge, but in the end I figured it out. I also made sure to leave a gap for one of the city's entrances and then continued the walls up to this mountain section here. Alright, so that's that's about the extent of my planning there. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea how big I want to go with this village, so I think that's a good outline for now. I will, of course, be filling in all of the walls, you know, to be this kind of shape. I also changed them up a little bit from the time-lapse. I've added some slabs below here just to make it look, I don't know, a little bit more fortified or something. I don't know. But now it's time to actually get into the first house build, and I think right here is going to be a pretty good spot. It's already nice and flattened off for us. So let's get rid of all of this grass, and let's start planning out how we actually want all of these houses to look. Alright, so for our first house here, let's stick with something on the smaller side, just to get our, you know, our bearings and how exactly we want to actually lay out all of these houses. And let's maybe go with like a rectangular shape like this. Now let's raise all of these up. I'm gonna go with a pillar height of 5 blocks per floor because I don't know, let's just change it up a bit. Now let's make just this square go up another 5 blocks. I think that'll look cool. I wonder if you can actually kind of like bucket clutch with a scaffolding. Let's try it. Oh, you can, dude. That's so cool. If you place it and hold shift while you're landing, you don't take any damage. That's actually so useful. I don't need buckets anymore. All right, so there's our pillar layout. Obviously, this is kind of boring at the moment. Let's add our little sticky out bits, as I feel like this is going to help add some details and stuff. I'll kind of explain that in a second. Obviously, I need to add more up there, but we'll get to that soon. But yeah, obviously, if we have inset walls here, it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a pretty small interior. So I think we're going to have to stick with walls in line with the pillars, which kind of sucks, but oh well, it's you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. But I have some ideas to make it more interesting, and with inset walls we'd be able to add more details, like, you know, on these parts of the pillars where the wall currently is right now. But we can't do that, obviously. But a way that we kind of can bring those details back in is by actually just extending our pillars out an extra block. So we'll do this on the bottom. Let's put some stairs on top and maybe connect it up to the top pillars here with some fences. And then just so the top doesn't feel open like this, let's put some slabs and a trap. That's not a trap door, what the hell? And then we go, we've kind of like brought the pillars out, and now we can add details like maybe along here. Let's go with like a table. That'd be kind of cool. And then we'll be able to put all kinds of details on here. For now, all I have is, you know, just really lanterns. I would like to put pot plants and stuff on there. We'll get that sorted, don't worry. Next, onto the doorway here. What we can actually do with this is inset it if we use trap doors. And there we go, there's our doorway. Now we can add some details in here, like some spruce stairs. But there we go, that adds a nice little interesting bit of depth. I really like that, actually. That is awesome. And something else we can do is actually bring this out an extra block, and that way we have like a little roofed area for the entrance. And yeah, so that's just the basics of the house done. I'm going to continue building this as a time lapse, so yeah, let's get to it. So I continued adding our stone walls for the bottom area, along with those pillar details too. Heading up to the second floor, I decided on using wood for the walls to change it up from the first floor, and then continued with adding the roofs. For the first roof, I went with a simple slab design, and for the topmost roof, I opted for my signature curved roof design to keep the build looking interesting. Alright, and there we go. There's our first house's exterior pretty much all done. I'm actually really loving the way this turned out. It is looking awesome, dude. It's so much more detailed than my usual houses. I love it. Now, you might have noticed my tools, some of them don't have unbreaking, and none of them actually have mending at all, because we haven't set up any like trading stuff except for one guy over there. And so I actually came up with a pretty cool solution to that. Why don't we build like a sort of brothel building in our town here? It can be like a combined villager breeder along with a villager trading area, maybe in the basement or something. And maybe over here could actually be a pretty good spot for that. We just need to flatten off this land. But yeah, basically, yeah, we're already out of resources pretty much. I've only got a little bit of stone and basically no wood left. And yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of resource gathering, and I don't want my tools breaking on me. I really want to get unbreaking and mending on those before I continue further. All right, so there's our area flattened off. Let's maybe just add a little bit of an outline just so we don't forget, you know, what we're doing. Okay, there we go. There's the outline for the pillars. Obviously, we are completely out of wood and almost stone, so I'm gonna go harvest a bunch, an absolute shitload of freaking resources, man. And I'll probably see you guys back here as we're actually building this. So let's get to it. Okay, just before we head back over, I want to quickly actually make some diamond armor because, yeah, my iron is starting to deteriorate rapidly. So let's get all of the pieces crafted up. And as you can see, I'm actually level 34 at the moment. So we're going to be able to enchant 2 items. Yeah, so I did originally want to do my sword, but that has knockback 2 there. So that, yeah, there's no way in hell that's happening. So let's try the old chest plate. We've got unbreaking 3. Preferably we want this to say protection 4. They all, okay, let's just go with the chest plate. Bang. Fire protection, whatever. That's good enough for now, I guess. Now let's see what we get on our sword. Sharpness 3. Ooh, that's pretty good. Unbreaking 3, I'll take it. That's honestly pretty good. I'm actually happy with that. Now I'm going to replace all of my crappy armor with some brand new sparkly diamond. Oh, yes, dude. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of my stuff here and head back and start making the brothel right now. I ended up changing my mind on the first floor and changed it over to a stone foundation instead, as I felt that fit my idea a bit better. I then extended out a small section to be the entrance for the bottom and top floor, and then began on the construction of the second floor, this time using wood. After changing the shape of the entrance a bit, I settled on a wall and doorway design and continued adding that around the entire build. With the walls now done, it was of course onto the roof, and yet again I opted for my curved design. However, whenever you have a pretty big roof like this, it's always a good idea to add a couple dormers or two to keep it interesting, as it can look pretty bland without them. I finished up the exterior by polishing it up with a few more details and then headed inside. I first added in the floor for the second floor and then made my way down to the basement to add the floor in there too. Alright gamers, there we go. Our brothel build is now completed. Dude, this exterior turned out so good. I love the way this looks. Just having like the big stone foundation with like the wood on top is just perfect, dude. We also have this neat little entrance down to the bottom floor here, which is where our traders are going to be situated. And then the second floor here is where all of the mating will be happening. So let's actually get all of that sorted. I think firstly I actually want to move the ladder over to this block here, just like that, just to make everything you know, a bit more organized. That way we can kind of have a little thing around this here, like so. I was thinking I was going to lay this out in like a nice way, have like rooms and stuff, but I feel like it is just going to be an absolute pain in the butt. So I think a better way to do it is just going to be, you know, just placing a whole bunch of beds everywhere, just to make our life a little bit easier at least. There we go. I think that's a pretty good amount of beds to start off with. And yeah, so basically we're just gonna have villagers in here. They're gonna keep breeding, and whenever I like, you know, spot one or something, we'll just destroy the floor under him and he'll come down here and become a trader villager instead. Speaking of which, down here, let's get our little trading stalls situated here. But yeah, that's gonna work perfectly. Let's also just whack some lanterns down just to brighten it up a bit in here. The next step is going to be actually transporting 2 villagers over into this building so we can start our actual, you know, village. So thankfully, over in this chest here, I pre-prepared some stuff. That being some rails, powered rails, and also some, oh my god, I forgot minecarts. God damn it. I'm gonna go grab some minecarts, come back, and yeah, I'll meet you guys here. Alright, we're back up here. I've got 2 villages secured in some minecarts, and I'm gonna transport them all the way down to our brothel. I'm not gonna bother recording it because, you know, it's probably the most boring thing you could ever watch in your goddamn life. But basically, yeah, I'm just gonna take them down this little path here, all the way over, and I'll meet you guys in there. Alright, there we go. There's our 2 villagers in our brothel. It's time to set them free. Well, partially free. They're still confined to this building. But now, here you go, guys. Go ahead and start breeding. We're gonna need a lot of you guys, so, yeah, get started. Yes, that's what we like to see. Okay, let's give him some privacy. Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, heading back down here, I've gone ahead and grabbed the lectern from over there, and I made a couple more as well. So we're gonna be able to place all of these in. I'm gonna try and get mending, unbreaking, and I don't know, 2 other ones. Oh, dude, I hear a baby up there. I hear it. That was quick. Yes, dude, that's so cute. Hell yeah. All right, there we go. Brothel is all completed. All right, what I think I'm gonna go ahead and do now is maybe just, while I'm waiting for these guys to breed, I'll continue building a couple more houses and maybe even lay out a bit of a pathway as well. We're of course going to need a bunch more wood and stone once again. I used all of it on this building here. So I'm going to go mine a bunch of stone, get a bunch of wood, and yeah, I'll continue building. So yeah, let's get started. Gamers, I just got to show you something so cool I've been working on for the past week, okay? Let's make our way outside and bang, here it is. This is my mud kiln. So basically I just scooped soil from my yard, converted it into mud over yonder, and constructed this bad boy right here. I still got to extend this, you know, chimney up a bit higher, but that's about it for now. Here's my like wood storage, and I also found some clay from my yard, and this is my like processing station. As you can see in here, we've got, you know, clay that's almost ready to be used. Yeah, I'll probably just show a quick video of it actually running now. It's pretty cool. It gets very hot, you know, hopefully hot enough to actually fire the clay that I've found so I can make cool pots and stuff. But yeah, here's my little test pot that I made. Oh, it's got heaps of cracks and stuff in it because it was unprocessed clay. It's got rocks all in it, so it doesn't hold water. But this is fired. You can hear it. Listen. It sounds like it's fired, so I think it worked. But yeah, let's resume. Oh my god, dude, you can see my butt sweat. That's how freaking hot it is here, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's get back to the mining and the crafting. Alright, continuing on from our little excursion, let's start building the next house, which is smack bang right next to the first one. I decided on a larger design from the first one, and of course, following our rules, I made sure to make it different from the first house too. So we have a simple L shape for the first floor, and for the second, we have a rectangle just leaving out the front section. I kept with similar roof designs to keep a cohesive theme throughout all the houses, and then continued with adding the second floor walls and the rest of all the details. For the third house, I decided on a low set L-shaped design to keep the variety going, so this one ended up being a pretty quick one to build. You may have noticed I'm also making sure to keep the houses very close together too, which is the first and most important rule of building this city. Next, it was on to our first job site building, the blacksmith, and I ended up deciding on using this reference image here for the exterior as I was having a bit of trouble coming up with a design. So after a bit of landscaping and getting the framework all laid out, I started adding the roof for this little outside section and then continued adding in the roofs for the main building. I decided on a bit of a steeper roof design as I felt it'd work well for the sort of tiered effect I was going for. I also added a little balcony roofed section and then began adding in the walls of stone bricks and stone. Once those were all done, I added in our similar details that we've used on all other builds and then began construction of the exterior workshop area, adding a forge, anvil, water bucket and other details. And there's our completed blacksmith exterior. There's a bit of a drop off directly in front of our new blacksmith and I thought it'd be the perfect spot to add a waterfall that'll lead down to a pond. I tightened up the surrounding area to form the pond, added in the water, replaced the ground blocks with stone and bone milled it to get it looking lush AF. After adding in a lantern and some cobblestone, I connected it up to our waterfall, added in a couple benches and began adding in some custom trees using my patent pending custom tree technique. Then I decided it was time to start shoveling in the path that'd connect everything up in our new city. I connected all the houses to the right, the brothel off to the left and then up to the blacksmith. With those all done, it was of course time to decorate, so I placed in our first street lamp here along with the chest and barrel. Then it was onto the simple task of placing more street lamps absolutely everywhere along with heaps of barrels, chests and pot plants to keep it lively. Now, this spot to the left of the blacksmith was looking a little bit empty, so I decided on flattening the terrain and adding a couple more houses in. For the first one, I went with an L shape with the top middle area extended up as I felt that'd be an interesting shape. I added in the roofs, the walls for the top floor, and then jumped down and started adding in the details. With those complete, I built the stone walls for the bottom floor and decided an open section here would be pretty cool. Onto the second house, we didn't have too much room between the first house and the wall, so I decided on a simple rectangular shape. I actually love how this one turned out and how it's a bit more simple compared to the other ones. The next task was an arduous one, constructing all of the city's walls, for this section of the city at least. The height variations took a bit of time to get right, along with the corners as my plans weren't exactly perfect, but after a lot of stone bricks and spruce fences, the wall was all built. Hokey motherfucking diddly dokey. Here is the village so far. Dude, this is looking so good. Straight up, we've got a path off to the left or to the right, which way you decide to go, maybe for, pleasure in the brothel, or to the right over maybe to where you live. You can take that path, maybe have a little bit of a... Okay, dude. It's alright, we've got a rainy bit of a tour now. Whether you want to take a little bit of a relaxing sit at the old pond here, then you can head off to your house if you want. Maybe if you're the blacksmith, you can turn left and head up here and start work. And yeah, so that's basically the village slash city so far. Let's see if we can get a bit of an aerial shot. Yeah, dude, that is looking so good so far, man. That is awesome. I'm kind of scared to do this, but let's try our little... Oh, okay. Jesus Christ, that. Oh. So yeah, that's our little city so far. What I want to go ahead and do next is actually add an interior for our blacksmith here. I did add a little bit of an exterior, like, kind of workstation area, but the inside is, yeah, there's nothing in here. So we've got a bit of a blank slate to work with. Also, just before we get started, I almost completely forgot. You might have noticed I've got a couple more enchantments on my stuff here, and that is actually thanks to these guys under here. As you can see, if we head up... Oh my god, hello brother. What are you doing, man? We've got a couple of villagers now. They've been breeding away while I've been building, and I managed to get 4 of them down here and into these pens. God, it was a pain in the ass. And then I spent probably about, I'd say, half an hour to an hour getting all of the enchantments I wanted. It took a while, but eventually I got looting 3, efficiency 5, mending, and also unbreaking 3. Dude, this guy, oh my god. Just this one guy probably took about 20 minutes of just constantly destroying this and replacing it until he finally gave me unbreaking 3. You're a... Oh, I'd punch you right now. Yeah, I've actually got some leftover efficiency things here because I ran out of levels. Let's actually slap that onto our pick here. Bang, hell yeah. Okay, so yeah, just thought I'd update you guys on, you know, the whole enchantment situation. Let's head on inside, and first I'm actually going to add in the ceiling, which I've kind of started, and replace the floor with some stone. So yeah, let's go to it. Alright, there we go. There's the ceiling and the floor all completed. And now likewise with the exterior of this building, how we used reference, I figured might as well just use some reference for the interior as well, just to make it interesting. So I found this pretty cool picture right here, and I'm going to kind of not follow it exactly, but take some of those elements and, you know, use them. So I really like that kind of like central lava smelting thing that they've got going on there. So let's maybe actually have it over here. Okay, there we go. That's looking a little bit better. Let's go ahead and chuck our lava in there. I've only got one, but yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, now I kind of actually want to move it over here instead of there. So, okay, there we go. Let's chuck that back in. Now, at least it's kind of even. It's flowing on the sides, but yeah, that's okay. Now, above it, I do kind of want to have that like range hood in the original picture. So, let's add maybe something like that. Okay, there we go. That's the final design I've settled on. It does look, I don't know, kind of weird, but it's all right. Let's move on to some other details. Let's maybe over here, let's add in like a bit of a table thing. I think that could be pretty nice. And as you can see, I've made a bunch of armor stands, and I actually, I completely forgot to go and grab my other things. So yeah, I grabbed a bunch of my destroyed items, like some of my armor and stuff as well. Okay, so on here, let's maybe have 2 armor stands. Let's go one there and in the corner, I reckon could be cool. Let's just chuck some random pieces of armor on them. Bang, bang, and maybe some legs there. Then on the walls, I kind of want to mimic, in the picture there's some swords in the background. Let's maybe have like a little rack like that. I probably should have made 6, but oh well. Let's just grab some of our items and put those in there as if they're kind of like on display or something. That's looking pretty cool. Now it is a bit dark in here, so let's lighten it up a bit. Much better. That's looking awesome. And now it's just time to sprinkle in a bunch of extra random details. Maybe over here, let's actually replace this with a smithing table. Over here, let's add our 2 anvils in. Yes, that looks awesome. Let's have our little dunking station right here, or cooling station, I should say. There we go. Looking good. I reckon this corner here would be perfect for a little bit of a barrel and storage pile. And maybe let's chuck a grindstone there too, just as some extra details. Over here, another couple of barrels and chests. Yes, that is looking so good. Let's have another table, something like this. Bang, bang. On it, let's chuck in an armor stand. I don't actually have any more armor, so that one's gonna be empty. And then maybe back here, let's add in another little thing. I don't know. Yes, that's looking awesome. Hell yeah, dude. This is looking like a proper little blacksmith's interior. That is so good. Now, as for upstairs, we do have quite a bit of area to work with. So, I think what I usually like doing in attics is actually just having like scattered kind of storage everywhere, as if it's like, you know, offhand storage that the blacksmith guy would be using only like occasionally. Let's also smack a couple of lanterns in just so we don't get freaking mobs spawning up here. And hell yeah, that's just a quick and dirty little detailed attic, and our blacksmith downstairs all done. That is looking awesome, dude. So now with all of that done, I think it's time to reflect on if we followed the rules well or not. Rule number 1 was the houses must be close together. I think I did do a decent job. I feel like I probably could have squished these in a couple more blocks. Same with over here. I don't know, I just really like the look of like a densely packed city, but it's definitely a lot better than my previous villages and cities that I've built. I mean, this area over here is pretty good. I kind of like this like denseness, but yeah, we probably could have built this a bit closer as well. So I'll definitely improve on that as we expand this city further. Rule number 2 was every house design must be different, and we have definitely done that. Every single house design and shape is pretty different. We've got a lot of different variations of like the L shape. We've got like another L shape over here where the top's extended. We've got a rectangle. So yeah, we've done a pretty good job of that so far. More job site buildings. We've actually only added one so far, which is just the blacksmith if you don't count the brothel, but we'll definitely of course add more as we expand this village too. And the last rule, using the height variation as a means to keep it interesting. I think we have done a pretty good job of that, only flattening areas off that we need to actually add houses on. But you know, if I'd just gone ahead and flattened all of this off, I wouldn't have gotten the idea to add in this nice waterfall here with a pond, having like this pathway that goes down and then back up over here, having like this central section with the big blacksmith, how it's like on a bit of a cliff. I probably wouldn't have done that either. So I think that's probably been the most important rule and the one that we've followed the best so far this episode. Gamers, every new world can benefit from some automatic farms, something I should have built way sooner. So there's no better time than now to expand our existing farmland and add on 7 brand new fully automatic farms, and I'll be attempting to make them as aesthetic as possible. Let's get started. Okay, so these farms that we're going to be building are essentially just going to be making our lives a whole lot easier, just speeding up a whole bunch of processes, and honestly, I probably should have built these a lot sooner. And so this is our existing farmland so far. We've just got a bunch of like, you know, basic crop fields, a couple of tree farms, a beehive too, which is ready to be harvested. Honestly, I don't even know how to harvest these. Do you just right click? No, of course not. I'll figure it out, don't worry. But yeah, so we got this awesome farmland, and I'm planning on actually expanding these out this way. So I'm gonna have to extend this land out with a whole bunch of dirt and add in a bunch more new rectangular sections. And yeah, so first I'm gonna need a whole bunch of stone and stuff and a whole bunch of dirt. So I'm gonna go get all of that stuff, and then I'll be back here probably as a time lapse, expanding this area and adding in these sections. So let's get to it. Yeah, surprisingly, this took way longer than expected. I had to excavate this big amount of dirt here, which actually did provide us with a bunch of dirt for the areas I needed to fill in. And once all that filling in was done, I of course had to go excavate a bunch of stone and then began filling in the big rings around each field. Look at that. I just got a trident from that bloke. Oh, I've never gotten a trident before in this game. What the hell? That's so good. Oh. Alright, and now with our 6 new farm sections added in, it's time to get started on the first one, which is going to be the iron farm. I think I might actually spread this over 2 rectangles because, yeah, I want a lot of iron farmage, if that makes any sense. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go grab a whole bunch of villagers from my new city that I started in the last episode over yonder. I'm going to bring them back here into like a little bit of a holding pen, and yeah, basically I'll meet you guys back here in just a second. Holy mother of God, was this a pain in the ass. Transferring 8 villages across a very long distance over a track was annoying as fuck. They kept constantly bouncing each other back along the tracks, and it just wasn't very fun. In hindsight, I probably could have just brung over 2 and bred them in the pen, but this was way faster anyway, so yeah. Oh, bloody right, here we are. We're back with all of our villagers. God, that was an absolute pain in the ass. But here we are, we've got enough villagers to do all of the farms I wanted. We need 3 for each iron farm, and I want 2 iron farms, so we've got 6 plus 2, which I want for the crop field that I'll be working on a little later on. But yeah, so I think I'm going to be filling up this field and this field here with our iron farms. I'm of course just going to be following, you know, a good old Voltrox tutorial. He is of course the goat of all Minecraft tutorials. So let's get stuck into it right bloody now, mate. Alright, so the first step was to find the center of the area and dig a 6x7x2 hole. And once that was done, I dug a second deeper hole, which was the area where the villagers and the zombies would reside. I then repeated all of this in the field to the right and then began placing in the beds for the villagers along with the blocks to hold them in and a boat for the zombie. Then it was over to the second iron farm to repeat all of that once again. Next, it was time to get the villagers down into their positions, which proved to be a bit of a challenge as some of them didn't want to go down to the beds on their own and required a bit of coaxing. With them all now in position, I began construction of the golem melting mechanisms, which were simply suspended lava and some hoppers. Okay, there's both of our iron farms done. This guy actually just oh my god. This guy jumped in here and I was just like, yeah, whatever, you can die. And then I realized that he actually has a trade for pointed dripstone, which is something that we actually need for one of these farms in here, the lava farm. So I'm gonna go quickly grab a bunch of emeralds and buy a heap of those because I've not seen any, you know, freaking dripstone caves or whatever they're called so far. So that guy is actually going to be very helpful for us. We're gonna need a lot more than that actually. So what I might do is head over to our village. I'm gonna get all of that done and you guys will probably see in the next clip, we'll be finishing off the iron golem farm. Continuing the farm, we converted the grass to path blocks to stop golems spawning, and then I began beautifying them by placing a ring of azaleas. I of course repeated this for the second farm, along with placing a ring of string on the grass just outside the farms to once again stop golems from spawning outside the farm. Once that was done, I added some lanterns to the entrances and then began luring the zombies down into their positions in the boats down below. Alright, and there's our 2 iron golem farms all done. Literally, as soon as I got the zombie down in both of these, an iron golem spawned instantly, which is insane. There you go, there's another one spawned in already. Yeah, so these are very, very efficient and extremely easy to build. I highly recommend following the tutorial for this. It's, yeah, it's a pretty good farm already. As you can see, we've already got 13 ingots in this one. Another one just spawned in over here. That's insane. Oh my god. Yeah, I also tried my best to, you know, make it as fancy as possible, but I'm kind of limited in what I can do because you need to have, you know, blocks that golems can't spawn on in like a pretty big radius around this, which is why I had to use string along here as well to stop them from spawning. Obviously, I would love to do more with this, but I can't really, but we will be able to with the future ones. So let's get moving on to the next farm, which I think is going to be in this rectangle over here, and it's going to be our automatic carrot farm. And so the first thing we need to do is actually get some materials, but I might as well just quickly mark out a couple of spots that we're going to need. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to off-center this by 1 block, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, basically our villager is going to be standing here, and I need some other other stuff too. So I'm gonna go quickly grab those couple of items, and I'll meet you guys back here. All right, and we're back with our items, and this is already really annoying me. So we're going to just pray that it works being like this. So this spot right here, like I said before, probably is where our villager is gonna be standing, our like receiving villager. I'm gonna make a pathway that leads down to our, you know, original pathway down here. Then for this area here, let's fill those back in. And these two spots here are where the carrots are gonna be thrown in. So let's grab our hoppers, and then finally we're gonna grab our rails and our minecarts with hoppers. We're gonna place those there and there, and then bang, bang, bang. And we're also going to enclose this as well. I hope this is going to work. I really do. And now the final thing for this here is to actually stop the villager that's gonna be out here farming from getting in here. And to do that, we're gonna be placing some temporary blocks right here with some spruce trapdoors above like so. And actually, in an attempt to make this look a little nicer, let's maybe do this and connect it up like that. Yeah, dude, that's pretty cool. All right, now I'm gonna go grab a whole bunch of stone walls and a whole bunch of spruce fence gates and fill in this entire wall, and I'll be back in just a second. All right, and there is our, well, not completed crop farm yet, but it's almost done. We've got the framework all laid out, and now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is head over to our other two villages over there. I'm just gonna use some boats along this path here to bring them over, because I can't be bothered setting up a freaking minecart track. Oh no, that's not a good sign. Okay, well, I guess these guys can probably spawn on top of these. Well, we're gonna have to execute this guy and just, I don't know. Oh, shit. Oh my god, okay. Let's just kind of hope that it's not going to happen again, I guess. How's it going, fellas? Get in my bloody boat. There we go. Okay, we got one brother in here. Now we've got a bit of an arduous trek all the way down to our thing, and I have to do this, you know, 2 times, of course. Okay, here's our 2 little gremlins. We want one of them to get into there, and then one to go into here. So, come on, guys. In you get, dickhead. All right, there we go. So, now this guy's gonna be stuck in here. This guy's gonna be farming up carrots constantly, and he's gonna be throwing those carrots to this guy to try and breed to him. But those carrots are actually gonna be getting sucked into this freaking hopper and this one, and then down into our barrels here. So, now the final piece of the puzzle is to go ahead and, you know, add a whole bunch of carrots into this field here. So, let's get to it. Alright, and there is our completed, fully automatic carrot farm. I just caught him throwing carrots over this goddamn fence here, so I had to add this little barrier, and hopefully now he'll only be able to throw it through here, and it'll go into the barrels, of which, you know, none have gone in there yet. But yeah, with that all done, it is now time to, actually fill in this little thing here. And yeah, let's move on to the next automatic farm. Okay, gamers, so for our next farm, we're gonna be doing an automatic sugarcane farm. And I realized halfway through gathering the materials that we obviously need observers for that, which means we need to, of course, go to the nether, because observers need bloody nether quartz, don't they? Well, I'm pretty sure they do. I hope they do. So it is time to build our nether portal, and instead of just doing something simple like I usually would, I'm gonna go all out and make something a little bit more than simple, I guess. And I think this spot right here is gonna be the perfect little location for it, so let's get to it. So firstly, we're gonna grab our obsidian. Let's place a 3x3 kind of ring like this, and there we go. There's our completed nether portal. I, of course, don't have flint and steel to light it, but that's okay. We'll do that after. Next, let's add some details in front of this. So let's grab our various stone blocks here. Maybe actually extend it out to here. Next, let's maybe place some stairs here and some stone brick walls like this. And then I think what'll look cool is actually having like a little archway along here. Yes, that's looking pretty cool. Now, I would like this to be an actual arch. We're gonna see the freaking obsidian there. So maybe let's just do that and see how it looks at the end. Now, this is looking kind of weird at the moment, and I think what could look nice is actually adding a secondary ring around the obsidian blocks here. So for that, I've grabbed some deep slate here, and we're just gonna do textured deep slate in a big old ring around this. And of course, it starts raining. At least thankfully we can go to bed. All right, and yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I like that. Let's add some steps in here. I think we definitely need some steps up, of course. And then maybe let's like have this go around this way like this, maybe? That looks kind of weird, actually. Let's maybe change it. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I like that. And I think for the back, we're just gonna add that same like front design here and just, yeah, just repeat this on this back side. So yeah, just give me a second. I'll get this done right now. Okay, and there we go. There's our completed simple little nether portal. I just added that same stuff on the back there. Now we can go ahead and light it and of course step in and hope that we don't get an absolutely horrid spawn. All right, we're here. The spawn is not too bad. We're in a soul sand thing, but thankfully it ends right here actually. There's a lot of skeletons with freaking enchanted bows around. Jesus Christ, man. Now this is what we've came for. We need a lot of this juicy stuff. Let's grab the old fortune pick and start digging. Oh, dude, I forgot about the bone blocks. That is going to be so good for growing crap because I completely ran out of bone meal. All right, that should be good enough for now. We got just over 2 stacks. Is there anything else we need to do while we're here? I guess maybe see if we can find the stronghold, nether fortress, whatever it's goddamn called, man. I mean, if it's not in the immediate vicinity, I'm just gonna give up straight up, dude. And it doesn't look like it is anywhere nearby. God, that is gonna suck when we need it. All right, let's get out of this goddamn hellhole. All right, and now it is time to get started on... Oh my, you have got to be absolutely kidding me right now. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Looks like we're building in the rain once again. Okay, so for this section right here, I'm actually going to be building 2 sugarcane farms, and I thought, you know, we might as well make 1 sugarcane farm and then the other one and actually a bamboo farm. Or we could even build 3, I don't know. Let's see. So let's build the actual framework here for the thingamajiglet. So we're going to do something like that. We're going to extend this all the way down to here. Bang, bang. Yeah, we're not going to be able to fit in 3. That's fine. I kind of just wanted to do 2 anyway. But yeah, I think this is actually going to look pretty cool. So let's extend all of these pillars up. I'm also going to add our signature little, you know, sticky out bits and connect them all up too. So yeah, just give me a second. I'll get this done right now. All right, there's the framework. Now let's get onto the roof design, which I think I'm just going to do my signature curved roof. We start off with the slabs. We transition to the stairs up to this point here. All right, I'm going to get this roof finished up and yeah, I'll be back in a second. Okay, there's the completed roof. Looking pretty good. Now it's time to add in some details. I think something that could look nice is a similar detail that we added to our village way over there, which is going to be these kind of sticking out pillars like this that we're going to strip the, you know, the bottom parts, and then that's connected up to the top with some fences like so. Yeah, dude, that looks awesome. Something that we could add in here is maybe some fence gates with a fence in the middle and then a lantern hanging from that too. Yes, dude, this is looking absolutely goated. Now, before we start adding in all of the walls and stuff, let's actually go ahead and add the actual design on the interior here. All right, there we go. There is our freaking water added in. Let's go ahead and grab our spruce planks here. We're going to add some just solid blocks, which are, you know, our spruce planks above here. Then we're going to follow this up with some pistons. These are what are actually going to, you know, be harvesting our sugarcane blocks. And then above this, we're going to be placing some observers. Okay, and I just realized now I have to shift all of this to the freaking... Oh my god, dude. Alright, now I don't exactly remember how to actually link this up, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a bit of a test run here. So let's grow the sugarcane up, and bang, it gets harvested. There we go. Okay, so that's the layout. Yeah, so now let's just go ahead and fill all of these in, all of this in, and we're going to put our goddamn bloody redstone on top of that as well. Alright, the next step now is going to be excavating a little bit of an area underneath our sugarcane farm here to add our little collection minecart system thing. Now, under here, we're going to add some powered rails at either end. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna make this block here into a hopper. Okay, but yeah, there we go. So that's gonna be our spot there. We're gonna add our double chest down there too. Bang and bang. There we go. Now the last thing to do is to just place all of our rails on. Hopefully I can reach that one. Oh, yes, there we go. And place on our minecart with a hopper. Bang. Off it goes. And now we need to figure out a nice little design for our walls. And I've got a whole bunch of grass. I've got a whole bunch of glass for this, and I'm thinking maybe like a design like this kind of in slats where we alternate between panes and glass block. I can't speak today, man. Glass box? Hey? God, you're a dickhead, mate. What the hell? Yeah, design like that. That looks pretty cool. I think what could even elevate it further is replacing these grass blocks here with maybe some stone. Yeah, dude, that is awesome. I just coughed and now he's copying me cough. This kid, man. Jesus Christ. All right, there we go. There is our... Hey, I'm trying to record here, mate. Alright, so there is our fully completed, fully automatic sugarcane farm. This will now just be running automatically as I'm just doing other stuff. And yeah, so now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just repeat this exact same carbon copy design over onto this side. And all I'm gonna do that's different is just replace all of the sugarcane in here with bamboo instead in this side. That way we have, you know, 2 in 1 here. And then I can actually title the video 7 Aesthetic Automatic Farms. Hell yeah, dude. Alright, let's go ahead and get this done right now. Alright, and there we go. There is our fully completed sugarcane and bamboo farms. As you can see, yeah, we might have to change these panes into full glass blocks because, yeah, they're getting stuck on that little nodule there. So I don't know. I really like the way it looks though. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to change it or not. But yeah, this is actually looking pretty sweet. I love how this turned out, having like the two side by side. All right, let's get a bit of an update on these guys over here. Let's see if they're actually throwing... Oh, there's one in there. There's literally only one carrot in there, but it's working. Okay, let's move on to the next farm. All right, so our next farm technically isn't a farm. It's going to be a super smelter, but I'm classifying it as a farm because basically because I can. Okay, so for this, we're going to need an absolute shitload of hoppers. And furnaces, of course. So let's check up on the old iron farms here, and oh my god, okay. We have a lot of ingots already. Jesus Christ. Let me go dump all of my crap into our base, and I'm actually gonna go, yeah, come back and grab these, make a whole bunch of hoppers, a whole bunch of furnaces, and I'll meet you guys back over in one of these sections. I don't know which one I'm gonna build it in yet. All right, I should now have everything we need. I had to make a whole bunch of hoppers and cut trees for freaking chests, and yeah, we basically depleted our entire iron farm reserves there. But now we can actually start building. And yeah, so I'm thinking I want to do something similar to this, have two separate buildings, except this time I'm going to stick to maybe just like solid stone. I think that could look cool. And I want to have them going this way and this way instead of, you know, like how these are. So let's get this figured out. I have not built a super smelter in quite a while. So yeah, I don't know exactly how this is going to go. Can you move out of the way, brother? Thanks, man. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna have to hit ya. Get the hell out of here. All right, so let's have the front right here. And so I'm thinking maybe output chest could be right here. And so here we're gonna have our hopper that will run into the chest. Next, I need to go grab some powered rails. So give me a second. All right, and so there's our rails added on. We can place our minecart with a hopper here. And this is going to be our output, you know, hopper that'll go into our chest here and give us all of our items. And so directly above this is where we're gonna be putting our furnaces. Okay, let's test to make sure this works. Let's place in some, you know, cobblestone here. Okay, so that's done. It should get sucked out right now and put into the chest. There we go. Bang and bang. Okay, so it works perfectly. We could make it faster by just having complete, like, you know, hoppers under here instead of this, but that saves us on iron. Basically, I ran out of iron, so we kind of need to do this anyway. All right, so now we need a way to put items into the furnaces and then the fuel in as well. And to do that, we're going to place hoppers on the back. This is how we'll place the fuel in, and on top is how we're going to place the items in. All right, now we need to add the rails on top of these, of course. All right, there we go. There's our top rails added in. Now we need to have a way to actually, you know, take the items from chests and put them into the hoppers. And we're going to do that by simply just placing some chests here. Now, unfortunately, we need to actually power these a different way. So let's do that. Now let's place our final double chest right here. Let's also grab our minecarts with hoppers and place those in as well. So that's the basic layout pretty much done there. So we just simply head up here, put in our items we want to smelt. Off to the left, we put in our lava buckets, which I actually want to test. I want to see if putting a lava bucket in, you know, because like then there'll be a bucket left here. Oh, actually, we can test it now. We don't even need to get lava. Okay. I want to see if this is going to pick up the buckets from... Oh, it looks like it does. That is perfect. Yes, it takes the buckets and puts them in here. Oh, thank God for that. I was really worried that that was not going to work, but I'm very thankful for that. So all we need to do is grab a whole bunch of lava buckets from our dripstone lava farm, place them in here to power all of the furnaces, and then all the buckets will get taken back to this chest here, thankfully. Oh, thank God for that. And now we actually need to figure out some kind of structure to house this to, you know, make it look aesthetically pleasing. And so I'm thinking a nice kind of robust looking stone structure will look quite nice. So let's add in some pillars of stone bricks like this. I'm gonna quickly hit the hay so mobs don't start spawning. And yeah, then we can add some little accents here to, you know, so our chest doesn't actually get blocked by stone. Let's add that. And yeah, now just taking a look at this, this is going to be a very tall structure. It's definitely a lot taller than I was kind of wanting it to be, which kind of sucks, to be honest. And so that's going to be the kind of final height there. Let's head down and have a look. Oh yeah, they are... It's very tall. Is there any way we can kind of reduce the height? Ooh, what we could actually do is maybe have this area here kind of dip down. That could work. That will work, actually. I know it will, because I'm pretty sure I've done that in a project in the past. So yeah, what we can do is actually, let's get rid of this lever, and we're going to have it come down like that. We're going to have that come down, and this come down there, like that, and like that. Let's hope this is actually going to work. Let's maybe just test it real quick. Place our minecart with a hopper on, and place it there. Oh, okay, it doesn't bounce back. We're gonna have to flatten it out. All right, I'm gonna get all of this crap sorted, and we should be back once this is, you know, a bit lower and nicer looking. So yeah, give me a second. All right, there we go. That is looking so much nicer. Look how much shorter that is now. So yeah, all I had to do was actually just remove one layer of furnaces that was here, and then just have that minecart be flattened out right here so that it can actually bounce back. I haven't actually tested it, but it should work. Yes, there we go. Oh, actually, it's gonna... Oh, it runs out of power. Okay, that should be a... Oh, no. It doesn't work. No. I didn't even test it, you dickhead. Okay, we're gonna have to remove one more layer of furnaces here. Oh my god. This is proving to be quite a pain in the ass at this point. Once again, give me a second and I'll sort this shit out. Okay, take two. Let's place the carts on. There we go. We added some extra rails here so it actually has enough power, and bang, it is working perfectly. Thank God for that. Let's add the rest of our minecarts in here. There's that one, and then our bottom output one as well. Yes, dude, it is all working. Jesus Christ. Okay, now it's time to actually get it looking good. Now you might have noticed I actually placed the levers on the front here instead. I think it actually looks pretty nice as well, and we've actually just run into another goddamn problem. This is just never ending. We're gonna have to remove those. Oh, that's actually so annoying. I'm on the verge of tears right now. Yeah, it is very slow going across that, but honestly I don't think it matters. It should still evenly deposit items even though it's going kind of slow. Yeah, we should be right, honestly. All right, now as for the rest of the contraption here, I've got a bunch of glass and a bunch of stone. And so I'm thinking maybe let's add a bottom layer of stone if I can goddamn place. Oh my god. And then I just want to have maybe like a big glass window here. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I do actually really hate the fact that we start with panes and finish with a full block, just because this must be an even number. That's actually very annoying. Yeah, I think that's looking good. It's definitely better than it was before. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and finish this entire structure. I'm going to place on this wall, touch up the back wall, and add on the roof as well. I'll get that done as a time lapse, and then we'll also get started building the secondary one in the time lapse as well. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, and there it is. There's the two completed super smelters. The thing I love about having two separate ones is that you can smelt two different items at the same time. And also, it just kind of looks really cool having two super smelters right next to each other. Yeah, this is really cool. I love this. But yeah, so that leads on to the final farm that we need to actually power this, which is going to be the lava dripstone farm right about here. And so for this one, the plan that I'm going for is to have maybe 4 cauldrons like this in a little section, and then we'll have the little dripstones above, and then I'm just going to repeat this in like a grid, maybe actually have a spacing of 2 between each one. I don't know. I'm going to figure all of that out. Obviously, that's not going to line up because, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I also want to lower this whole section down by a block as well, just because I feel like it's, I don't know, going to look nice. And yeah, so I'm going to get all of that done as a time lapse once again, starting right now. First up, I removed an entire layer of the ground and then started working on the layout for the cauldrons. It took a couple tries to get it how I wanted, but I settled on this design here just because if we had them too close together, I couldn't place the trapdoors to hold the lava in. So I added in a secondary row of cauldrons here along with the blocks to hold the dripstones and lava, and then began adding in another 2 rows on the left side here. Alright, there we go, and there is the fully completed lava dripstone farm, the farm that was needed to power the super smelters of course, and the final farm of the video. Now obviously, it's not completely done. I still have a lot of lava that I need to place in all of these, but I'm just gonna simply AFK and basically wait for all of these to fill up, which is honestly just not worth adding to the video at all. So I'm gonna do that in my own time. Gamers, I love building fishing docks. You can probably tell with the amount I've made in the past. So in this episode, I thought instead of just building a simple dock, why don't we build an entire island and transform it into a fishing village? Let's get started. Okay, like with most projects, we of course need to find a suitable location to build our island fishing village. Now, whether we find an existing island that we can use or have to build one ourselves, I'm completely fine with whatever that option is. And straight away, I'm already seeing something out here that I actually haven't even spotted before in this world. Honestly, I don't even think I've looked this way, to be honest. And it looks like, I don't know if that's actually part of the mainland or not, but it might be pretty easy to disconnect it if it actually is. Let's grab our scaffolding and just make a giant pillar and get a bit of an overview here. Okay, so it does look like it is actually connected, maybe? And it's all like messed up. What the hell's going on there? That might actually be a ravine in there. Now, honestly, I don't know if I want to use this, but it's going to be perfect. We could literally just shape that into a circle there, into like a bit of an island. So would I want to go over here instead? Oh, I don't know. Okay, I think I'm gonna settle on here. It's just gonna be a lot less work than this spot over here. We're gonna have to clear this entire mound. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is head over and get some excavating done. So let's jump in the boat and head on over and check out the island. Oh, I feel like Captain Cook, kind of like, you know, discovering new islands, except we're not killing indigenous people, which is pretty cool. So let's see if my suspicions were true. Yes, it is. We've got a bit of a ravine back here. All right, what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is start excavating this island and shaping it into a bit of a more circular shape. So yeah, of course, cue the time lapse. And yeah, this took a lot longer than expected. Getting the island to a decent circular shape was a challenge. I had to constantly go up my scaffolding pillar and back down to shape it and just kind of hope that it worked. I also cleared a bunch of the surrounding landscape too. All right, and there it is. There's our fully transformed island. Perfectly well, not perfect. It's a little bit wonky. I don't want it to be exactly perfect, you know. But there's our island all transformed and ready to work with. Now, the next thing that I'm gonna go ahead and do is add a dock that surrounds the entire thing. Something that might even be cool is I originally planned to have a circle around the whole thing of docks, but I have this kind of chunk taken out of the land. It was already kind of there and I just kind of exaggerated it a bit more because I thought it would be a cool feature. Maybe like we could have it start here and then go all the way around and end here. And then maybe right on this corner, we could have a bit that sticks out. I think that could actually look really cool. So the next thing we need to do is actually start building the dock and figure out a design and how exactly we want to lay it out. All right, so there's a whole heap of fences and fence gates and also trapdoors and slabs. So now let's actually get started building this dock. So I think maybe let's leave a gap of maybe 2 between the island and the start of the dock here. And then let's of course just make the dock 3 blocks wide. I think that's gonna be the best. And I want this to maybe come up an extra block. So if we have it like this, it's basically gonna be on the water line. I think I actually might wanna go up 1 more block, just so it's actually a little bit more elevated. And that way we can add interesting things like little steps down like this, like a little area where you might be able to just walk down into the water or somewhere you can just quickly park up your boat or something. I think that's pretty cool. I actually really like that. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do is now space these apart by 3 blocks and kind of figure out how to actually make it circular, because it's gonna be pretty difficult actually. And I might actually make an outline all the way over here as well, so that we have kind of a point to aim for. But yeah, this is going to be very long and tedious and painful. Okay, that outline there isn't looking too bad. Definitely a lot more of a challenge than I anticipated. Let's get these risen up to the correct heights. And actually real quick, let's maybe just play with this little area over here and kind of figure out the design that we want to settle on. So let's extend this over to these pillars here. And then the usual design I'd do is just some trapdoors like this. And then I'd put some fences and fence gates on top. See if I can do it. There we go. Bang, bang. And yeah, I really do like the look of that. It's just such a classic, you know, dock kind of look. We could kind of amplify it by maybe doing something like this, just extending our slabs out here so we have a little bit of an arch instead. But honestly, I just prefer the solid trapdoors. Even though it's probably going to be more expensive with the wood, I just think it looks really nice. And so I'm thinking on this side here, we'll have a bunch of spots that'll connect up to the mainland here with like a little bit of a walkway. We'll just have a simple little walkway like this that'll just connect up like that. We might do that every like 2nd or 3rd section. I think that'll look quite nice. Then as for the tops of the pillars, I think we could probably add slabs on, and then on top of the fences we could add our lanterns. Now, do I want to do stone slabs on top of these? I think that could look pretty nice. It'll definitely break up, you know, the very woody look of the dock, which is fine. You know, a dock is meant to have a lot of wood predominantly on it, but I think adding stone could look really good. So I'm gonna go mine a little bit of stone that was actually over here, just so we can kind of see how it looks. Bang, bang. There we go. There's the stone. Yeah, I'm really liking the way that looks actually. That is pretty nice. All right, so I'm sold on the stone here. We're going to add that onto the tops of every pillar. And yeah, so that's the basic dock design right there. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is get started on the arduous task of repeating this around the entire length of the island, all the way up until this point right here. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do these corners. It is going to be an arduous challenge. So once again, roll the time lapse right now. Alright gamers, and there is the completed dock, going all the way around the island just to that point there. And yeah, it's a little bit wonky in some places, but we're not gonna talk about it, okay? This was pretty hard to do. It took literally probably about an hour just to build this whole dock, but I actually think it turned out pretty nice. And so that leads us to the next thing, which is actually going to be building all of the houses on the main island here. And so I've got a bit of an interesting block palette in mind. You guys have told me to use different block types, which I've tried my best to do. You know, I did over here a little bit using some diorite and deep slate, but yeah, we're gonna spruce it up even further. So what I'm gonna be getting now is some dark oak, bricks, and stone. I know the stone isn't different, shut up, okay? But it just works with my block palette that I have in mind. So what we need to do now is go ahead and mine a whole bunch of clay, and I also need to find a dark oak forest. I remember in episode 1, I actually went past one, and so I remember I came from that way because I spotted the village. So I might have to actually check the footage to see where I came from and where that dark oak forest is. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and mine a bunch of clay, and I'll be back in a sec. Actually, this is, oh, dude, this is where Fortune 3 would come in handy. We should get more clay from each dig. Hopefully. Honestly, I have no idea if that's how it works. So yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of clay, and I'll meet you guys probably over at the super smelter so we can actually use it for the first time. Alright, I am back with a moderate amount of clay. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split this between each of these super smelters just to see how fast we'll get it done. So let's empty all of that in there. We'll empty all of this in this one. I've also just gone ahead and pre-prepared a whole bunch of lava buckets. So let's add all of these in here. Oh, and I just realized the hopper actually gets full. So it's gonna have to do 2 trips. Oh, okay, what we might have to do is actually switch that off and do the same for this side, just so the bucket stays in there, and hopefully that'll prevent another one from getting added into the same furnace, because I want all of them to get powered instead of just, you know, the first 5 or whatever. So let's do the same over here, add all of these lava buckets in. Now, let's just test this out. Let's turn on the fuel one. Why is it going so slow? Oh my god. God damn it, dude. What the hell? Come on, it's almost there. Come on, you can do it. Why is that not working now? This was literally working last episode, and now it's going so slow. That is actually so annoying. All right, I'm gonna sort this crap out. Ugh. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. I've got it working semi-decently. I had to actually put a whole bunch of blocks in all of these hoppers so that it can't just, like, you know, take all of the freaking lava buckets at the same time. And I also just raised all of these up 1 extra block so they actually go a lot faster over the hoppers. Yeah, literally, I thought I got it working in the previous episode, but I guess I was wrong. So now what we can go ahead and do is turn these on. It should take all of the items and all of the buckets down into this chest here. Okay, so it actually doesn't take out full lava buckets, which is pretty sweet. Oh, and it's actually going to take a while to deposit them as well. Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. Oh, god damn it. Okay, well, to fix that, I think what I'll just do is probably... Oh god, this is painful. I might actually just replace this entire track here with hoppers instead that'll just feed directly into the chest, because that is going to take way too long. I didn't even think of that. God damn it. Okay, once again, I'll be right back. Okay, oh my god, that was annoying, but it's all fixed now. Jesus Christ, man. All the items just instantly get put into this chest, which is pretty sweet now. In hindsight, I probably should have tested this a lot more before I, you know, just kind of closed that episode off. But, you know, I've learned from my mistakes. It won't happen again. But yeah, we've now got a whole bunch of bricks that should hopefully be enough for what we're wanting to do. We're just going to be using the bricks for the trim of the roof, so we're not going to need too many. But now it's time for the arduous task of finding a dark oak forest. I'm going to have to try and figure out where I came from. I'm pretty sure it was over this way somewhere, so I'm going to do a big adventure over that way. And yeah, I'll check in with you guys once we have hopefully found a dark oak forest. Alright, I've just made it over to here to our new village that we're working on. I've come up to the existing village up here on this little like church building. I don't really know what it is, and there it is. There's the dark oak forest that I was trying to find. So I'm gonna make my way down and grab a whole bunch of wood. So yeah, let's head on down and get started. Okay, we are now back at the island with everything we should need to start building in these house designs. I've got a whole bunch of dark oak wood, I've got stone, andesite, and also our brick slabs here. And so let's just get started building our first house here, just to get an idea of how we want all of these houses to actually look. So let's maybe start the first house over here. Let's maybe go, bang, like right there, I don't know. Let's make this one just a small one just to get our footing. And now I'm just gonna quickly connect up all of the framework here together. So, yeah, just give me a second. All right, now with that crap done, let's jump back down and get started on the wall designs here. So let's add in a nice little textured design here. I'm gonna have to make some stone stairs real quick. Give me a bloody second, mate. There we go. Also need a door, god. Bang, there we go, there's the door. Now, as for the windows, I think... Dude, this guy just plopped out an egg in my house. Get the hell out. Why is there so many animals here? Go away, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so for the walls, let's go with... Dude. Don't make me do it. I'm thinking something super simple like this with a fence window. I think that's going to look kind of like, you know, Fisher house vibes. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Let's go ahead and, of course, repeat this on the other side. And at the back, we'll just have a, you know, solid wall. All right, and that's looking pretty good. I think we're going to have to also add some details. Okay, there we go. I've got some fences now. Let's place some logs like this. Let's do some stairs on top, and then we'll connect it up to the top as well. Now, I realize this is the exact same design as my village all the way over there, but honestly, I don't really know what else to do. Maybe let's try something different. Maybe let's try something like this. Let's try stairs below these little sticking out bits. Oh my god, dude, I keep stepping in the freaking water. It's annoying me. Oh my god. Okay, and let's maybe try connecting it up to the bottom. Does that look weird? I think it does, to be honest. What about something like that? That's kind of cool, actually. That looks not too bad. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. That looks nice. Now I need to make some fence gates real quick. So, god damn it, just give me a goddamn sec. Dude, it's so hard for me to tell the difference between the planks and the logs. They look almost identical. Okay, let's grab our fence gates and our fences. We're gonna put something like that there. Bang, and then a lantern. Yeah, dude, that looks pretty nice. Okay, let me quickly repeat this around every single side here. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty cool. It almost looks too fancy to be like a fishing village house, but dude, I swear if I fall in the water one more time, I'm actually gonna lose it. Oh, dude. Okay, let's go up and start on the roof here. I'm thinking just a simple slab roof like that. Okay, we might need a lot more bricks. This is going to use a lot more freaking slabs than I thought it would. Fill in these little gaps here, of course, and then the actual main roof sections here with our dark oak slabs. And there we go. That's basically the exterior done for our first little house here. Let's take a look. Yeah, honestly, I actually really like the way this looks. It's not too much of like, you know, a fishery kind of Fisher village vibe, but honestly, to get the Fisher village vibe, I'd have to just use basically spruce wood. And I was wanting to change it up like you guys said in the last episode. I saw the comments, you guys shitting on me, okay? Dragging me through the mud. I use the same blocks. You know what? Fuck you, man. I can do whatever I want, okay? Nah, but for real though, you guys are right. You know, I do use my spruce wood quite a lot, okay? It's in basically every single build I've built so far, but this is the first time I'm not using any spruce wood, okay? So give me some goddamn credit. All right, I'm gonna stop yelling at you guys. I'm sorry, okay? But there we go. There's our first house done. That is looking pretty good. I'm very happy that we actually used some different blocks for once. But yeah, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is maybe let's actually, I don't know. Let's actually add this dock here. So let's put away all of our dark oak here. Let's grab the spruce out. I know I just said I'm not going to use spruce, but you know, here we are. Now, I had to use spruce for the dock at least. It's a must, okay? So let's have a dock that'll come out diagonally like this. I don't know how far out I want to go with it. Maybe to there, like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a nice little like docking area. You can park a boat basically anywhere around there. Let's grab a fence and chuck a lantern on that as well, just so, you know, you can kind of see it in the night. Let's actually add some pillars alongside it. I think we might need some pillars. Let's go here, and then we'll go maybe right here as well. I think those are going to be some good spots. We'll also need to put some stone slabs on top of those just to match the existing dock. Bang, 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 diddly bang. There we go. So there's our separate little diagonal dock. I don't really know what its purpose is. You know, the whole island is basically surrounded by docks, but yeah, that's fine. Now, I think the next thing I actually want to quickly do is add some similar stuff to this, kind of maybe on the edges surrounding the dock here. Maybe actually in line with these docks here that connect up, we could remove these and add a little step down on these little spots. And then down again to some trapdoors like that. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I like that. We can add our fences back here too. And there we go. We got a nice little step down section. Let's head to the next point over here and then just do a similar thing like this and like that. There we go. That's pretty cool. We can add our fences back on there too. So yeah, I'm just going to add this nice little step down section onto every little section here. So we'll add it there, 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 and over there as well. So just give me a second. I will add these in right now. All right. And there we go. That's looking pretty good. We got a nice little just step down down area for if we want to fish, or, you know, if you're coming from this area, you can jump up here and instead of having to go all the way around. I think that's a pretty cool little feature to add. Now, what I think I'm going to do is just start a time lapse of building a bunch more houses around the place on this whole island here. I want to fill this sucker up. I don't exactly know what I want to do with this area yet. Maybe like a bit of a trading area or something like that. Could be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to build some houses. I'll have a little think of some extra little details we can add to this island. And yeah, so let's get started right bloody now. So for the next house, I decided on something a little larger, a 2-story L shape. After getting the framework completed, I filled in the roofs, walls, and all the details, of course. I also left the front area open as I thought it would be a cool idea. On to house number 3. This time I went for an upside down T, and you may have noticed I built this directly in front of an entrance to the dock, and that's actually because I planned on leaving the bottom middle section open for the path to go through. For the last houses, I just simply went with what would fit in, as it was a bit of an awkward area to work with, and I actually love this song, so I'll just leave you with it while I build these houses. Alright, so that just about marks the completion of all of the houses I'm wanting to add to this island. Now, I'm feeling I'm wanting to add something in this like middle area as well, which is why I've left it kind of bare at the moment. But actually, the next thing we need to do is add a pathway that connects up all of these little dock things to each other throughout the village. And I just realized I kind of built this right in the middle of the path, but oh well, that's okay. We can just go around like this. We'll go through here, make like a little alleyway. And then this house is pretty cool. I made like this little undercover little section here, so we can go through here and around this way to link up to this path. And then this house is even cooler. You know, the central area here has this big opening, and that kind of leads over to 2 separate houses. And yeah, this island is literally slowly becoming Chicken Island because I keep picking up all of these eggs and throwing them. And yeah, we have a lot of chickens on this island. So we might have to actually call this island Chicken Island. Yeah, I don't exactly know what we're going to do with this middle area yet, so I kind of just want to leave it open for now. Dude, just sailing up to this place looks so nice. It is crazy. I already love the vibe from this whole freaking area. It is awesome. But yeah, now what we're going to get done is start building our little market area in this lowered section here. So I've just gone ahead and sheared a whole crap load of sheep, and I've gotten some dye as well. And we're going to get started building the actual market stalls. So I'm thinking we're going to have a central pathway that'll run through here, and we'll connect this up to the main path. So let's just have this go all the way through here. And then alongside each of these paths, we'll have some trading stalls. So let's try and figure out a bit of a stall design here. So obviously we're going to want a like table for the items to be situated on. And the usual design I'd go with is something like this, and then we'd put a roof on top of that. It's super simple and easy to do. I don't know if I'm going to do it right now. I want to try something different, but honestly, it is so hard to come up with a design that's small enough and looks good for like a trading stall. I just love this design. It just works so well. So I'm just going to go with it. Should be right. Actually, it needs to be a little bit bigger, doesn't it? And now it's time for the actual wool part. So let's grab out some of our wool, and I want to dye some of it. And we'll just make this one yellow for now. And there we go. There's a super simple, basic little trading stall. It works perfectly, honestly. We could even remove these and add some slabs in instead for a more of like a table look. And then I've also just gone and grabbed a whole bunch of item frames. Actually, yeah, we only have 6, so not really a whole bunch. And I also made a fishing rod because what I want to do is just, you know, get some fish and put them on top of those for some decorations because, you know, this is a fishing village. They're going to be selling predominantly fish. That's my logic behind it, at least. So let's hurry up and catch a fish here. There we go, our first fish caught. We got a raw cod. Let's chuck that bad boy in there. And yeah, of course I'm gonna have to do this for, you know, whatever stalls I want to add those details to. But yeah, let's start a second stall over here. Let's maybe make this one a little bit bigger. Let's have it be taller as well. Why not? This one's so big, I'm gonna have to crack out the scaffolding. All right, there we go. There's the roof trim. Let's grab out the old wool, make this one blue. And so we're gonna do a kind of striped little pattern. I actually want more colored wool than white wool. So let's do that. And then we'll, of course, connect these up here with some slabs, not like that. Jesus Christ, man. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So we can add stuff along here, and also on this table too. All right, there we go. We got a tropical fish and also a puffer fish. Bang. I don't know if a fishing shop would really be selling these kinds of fish, but now over here, we've got a little bit more room for activity. So we can probably add in a couple more, whatever these things are called, market stalls. And yeah, so I'm going to add in a couple more trading stalls over here. I'll get this done as a time lapse just because, you know, it's the same old crap from over there. So let's get to it. All right, and there's our 3 fish. One of them is actually a half-destroyed pair of leather boots, so we're just gonna slap them in anyway. Who cares? This is now an armor stall. Let's chuck our other 2 little cods in here. Bang and bang. There we go, that's looking pretty good. Oh, actually, I think what could even be cooler is maybe let's replace one of these with the fishing rod. I don't think I'm gonna use this anytime soon, and if I need to, I can come over here and just, you know, bang this off and fish. If I really needed to, you know? And now I can just eat this. Hopefully I don't get poisoned. Nah. Sweet, mate. Now I just need to figure out what to do with this area. Honestly, I'm starting to think of making a freaking... Oh, that is the perfect idea. I actually just got goosebumps from that idea. What the hell? A freaking chicken pen, dude. This is Chicken Island. We're gonna make a giant chicken pen here and cram it to the absolute brim with freaking chickens, man. I'm gonna make a whole heap more of these spruce fences. Just give me a second and yeah, I'll get that done. All right, one giant piggin. What the fuck? Are you... I kind of want it maybe like a little bit rounded, circular kind of shaped. I don't even know, to be honest. And let's just have this pen be absolutely massive. I want a lot of chickens in here, okay? This is gonna be ridiculous, dude. I don't usually do something like this. I want to like make it look nice, but I feel like Chicken Island is just too perfect of an opportunity to pass up on. And yeah, it needs a freaking giant chicken pen, okay? And that way we've actually encapsulated most of the chicken population here too. We've also got one imposter pig, but that's okay. Let's round up the local chicken wildlife. I do want to have some just kind of roaming around as well, as if they're like the villagers. That's actually a perfect idea as well. So our villagers for this island are going to be in basically just chickens. There we go. Let's start breeding them. I've got 5 eggs here. We're bound to get, yep, there we go. There's a baby. Bang. Dude, that is the perfect little detail. Let's sprinkle some lanterns around here, just in all the corners to keep it nice and bright. I think this area definitely needs some grass. It's very bare. So let me go quickly grab some bone meal, and I'll be back in just a second. All right, we're back with some bone meal. I've also just gone and grabbed a bunch of wheat seeds so we can breed these guys up and start our little population of chicken residents. I'm gonna smack a chest right here and just fill this with seeds so we can keep breeding them up. Oh, there's another one? Oh, dude, it's perfect. Chicken Island is coming along nicely. I've also gone ahead and grabbed some bone meal. Let's start just sprinkling these in and making this a little less flat of an area. Yeah, okay. I think that's a good amount of grass there. We're definitely kind of probably overdid it a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, let's maybe cut down on this area a bit and add in a couple more flowers. Oh my God, we're gonna have so many eggs in this area. Jesus. All right, so we got Porky Pete over here. I just came up with that name right then. He's our kind of overlord, guardian of the chicken village here. That's the lore behind this village, and it all just stemmed from there being a couple chickens on this island and me just constantly freaking throwing the eggs that they were dropping. And yeah, that basically created Chicken Island here. This is no longer just a fishing village. This is the chicken village, okay? Gamers, our mining situation at the moment is honestly just depressing. So it's time to expand and upgrade into a fully fledged mining operation. We're gonna upgrade the entrance, add a giant smelting area, a blacksmith, and even a campsite outside. So let's get into it. Alright gamers, first things first, of course, we need to find a location to start our brand new mining operation. And I already have a pretty good idea in mind of where I want to start it, which is actually over here. Oh my God, that's a lot of zoom. So over here is where we started our first little starter base. Well, technically that's our starter base over there behind those bamboo, you know, the thing we came from. But this was our starter base, you know, just this little hole in the ground. Yeah. But I eventually did actually convert this into our mine. See, down here is what leads down to our mine. This is my quarry for where I get all my stone. As you can see, I've excavated a lot of stone. And yeah, I think this is going to be the perfect spot to convert basically into our mining operation. And so the first order of business is going to be terraforming this and shaping it into how I want. Basically, I think I'm going to want to just cut off this entire little nodule that sticks out here. So yeah, cue the time lapse right now. Alright gamers, there is our completed terraformed area, and it is now time to enter the planning phase. I do have a crappy little sketch that I made, you know, before I started this video of how I kind of want to lay it out. So let's get started kind of, you know, planning, I guess. So for the entrance, I'm wanting like a big kind of arched entrance. So let's just go in here and start, you know, just shaping out something. I think having a nice wide entrance is going to look quite good. We want it to be not exactly, you know, even on both sides. I do want it to be kind of natural looking. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty nice. Let's carve out all of the rest of this. And yeah, so that's our entrance. We're going to obviously excavate that a whole bunch more inwards, and then we'll go down as well. But I kind of just want to leave that there so we can actually plan out the rest of the stuff. So off to the left side, I'm wanting a big, like, kind of tower building that's going to have our furnace room. And so I want this to actually stick out a bit from the wall. Let's maybe have it start here, and we'll have it stick out maybe 4 blocks. And there, so that's kind of the shape of it there. I think I want it to be a little bigger. Yeah, I think I want it to take up a little, oh, actually, I don't know. That's going to be pretty big. Yeah, I think that should be fine. If we do need to actually make it bigger, we can easily just do that on the inside, and we can just have the outside be, you know, the aesthetic part. All right, so that's the planning for the furnace area done. I will, of course, texture this with stone. I might just add a couple in here just to remind me. Yeah, I have some awesome ideas for this. It's going to turn out pretty sweet. So that's going to be directly next to our entrance here, and then to the right of our entrance is where I want the actual blacksmith building to be. So let's start the pillars maybe out here. Let's extend this up. Let's add our sticky outy bits, of course. Yeah, I think I want to bring that in maybe 2 blocks. Okay, there's the moved over framework. I'm liking that positioning a lot better. And so now I actually want to make sure that this is going to work. So if we add in this here, because this is going to be pretty tall, we obviously want this to be 2 floors. And yeah, I think that should be fine. They're going to be kind of short, but that's okay. That should be fine. Now, I don't know if I actually want to add another building over here because I think it's going to be too wide. If you see this, you know, this is like what I have to basically base my builds on is the ratio of the screen here, you know. I need it to fit in the thumbnail, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And this is already pretty wide of a build, so I think adding another building is just going to be too wide and it's not going to fit in the thumbnail. Yeah, it kind of sucks that I have to base my builds around, you know, how it looks for a thumbnail, but, you know, that's just how it is. I'm used to it, so yeah, it's whatever. But something I definitely do want to add is a nice little campsite right in this spot here. That would be... Oh! That would be absolutely beautiful, mate. So now it's actually time to just start building these. Let's start off with our little furnace room on the left here. Now, I definitely need to add some texture into these here. So let's go ahead and replace some of these blocks with some stone. I would like cracked stone bricks, but that means we're going to have to find the stronghold, I believe, as I don't think they're craftable. And I think they're only found in the stronghold or something like that, which I am just not quite ready to do just yet. So I think stone is definitely a good substitute. So yeah, let's actually just add in all of these front walls, and I'm gonna make this a couple blocks taller as well. And yeah, so let's just get started. So yeah, basically, I don't like this thing at all. It is just, yeah, it's way too wide and way too short. I don't want to make it any taller because it's just going to look ridiculous. So my new idea is to actually make this smaller and then add a second smaller one on the, like, kind of joined onto the corner. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out. But yeah, basically, we're going to start the time lapse and I'm going to redesign this whole thing right now. Okay, my god, after multiple revisions, I'm finally happy with the shape and size of these 2 little smokestack furnace room tower things. Now, it's time to actually finally start adding in all of the details to this because right now they're just 2 big rectangles. So the first thing that I actually have already done to the top one here is add a ring of slabs along the top. And that is so that we can add some iron trapdoors on the inside here. But actually, before we add those, I have some campfires as well. This is, of course, to add smoke, you know, billowing out from these as if the furnaces are on inside and the chimneys are, you know, working away. Next, let's head up to the top one up here and add the same thing in. Oh god. Oh my god. Kids, that's why you eat when you're hungry. Oh my god, dude. This series literally almost just came to an end right there. That's like the 3rd time I've fallen from the top of that. I gotta be more careful. I'm getting a bit too complacent here. I don't know if complacent is the right word, but it sounds cool when I say it. I do really need to get some better food as well. I'm sick of munching on carrots, to be honest. And bang, there we go. That cost a lot of iron and is probably actually never going to be seen, but I just like the fact that it's there. All right, so we've got the campfires added in. They're now actually, you know, got smoke coming out the top. Now it's time to detail the main kind of, you know, rectangles. And this first idea here is to add these stair blocks in here as if they're kind of like cracks. And then along the tops here, I actually want to just add some in like this. Now let's just take a step back and see how that's looking so far. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think we do need to add another one in here somewhere, actually. Let me quickly go up and do that. Okay, there we go. That's looking better. Now, of course, we need to add that all to the big one as well. So I'm just going to get that done real quick right now. All right, and there we go. That's the 2 furnace tower things done for now. I'm actually pretty happy with the way this turned out. I like those little slat kind of details there. So yeah, with that done, I think it's time to move on to maybe the actual entrance part here. And so for this, I'm definitely thinking I want to make this a lot more interesting than it currently is. And to do that, what I want to do is actually maybe add some parts or like, you know, a whole ring here that's actually going to protrude out from the wall here. And we can make that even more pronounced by removing some of the back wall here like that. And we'll actually probably replace those blocks with stone. So let's get started replacing all of these dirt blocks here with some stone. And yeah, we'll just kind of replace all of these blocks here with our, actually, I don't know why I'm doing it textured. What the hell? Okay, there we go. That's looking a little better there. And now we'll get started actually working on shaping this little thing here. I don't know what else to call it. And now let's just have this side protrude out as well. I might actually have to shrink this inner block because it's going to be a little bit too close to our blacksmith. And along with that, I might as well, you know, just start the time lapse of completely terraforming this thing. I'm going to smoothen out these corners here by using a whole bunch of stone stairs and slabs, of course. Just stuff like this to make it look nice and smooth instead of having these like harsh jagged edges. Yeah, so let's get started with the time lapse right now. Okay, I went a little overboard in the time lapse and I decided to just kind of transform the surrounding landscape as well. I just lowered this whole area down a bit just because I felt like it was a little bit flat in this area. So I definitely think that adds a nice bit of, you know, height variation to it at least. And yeah, so there's the completed entrance design. I don't know if I actually want to add any like wood supports or anything in there. Actually, I have an idea that involves some trapdoors. I've got some in here. Let's whip them out. There's an old ass build of mine where I actually did something like this and it looked really cool like that, and then we close all of those up and it kind of makes a little like support pillar design. But yeah, it gives us something like that, and then I could just add another one on this side. So yeah, I might actually add that in soon, but yeah, for now I'll just kind of explain what I've already done. So yeah, I've shaped this entrance here, and I also added a little entrance here that takes us into the like buildings on the inside here. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm liking it. It's coming along pretty nice. So yeah, next let's actually work on the details for the entrance here. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and grabbed a bunch of spruce stuff here, and I think let's actually just replace this. I do like it, but I want to try something different that I think might look a little cooler. I want to try maybe on this first layer here, I want to have some pillars that are kind of like embedded in the side of the rock. Let's just see how that looks. Okay, it's off-centered firstly. So I'm gonna have to move that over one more. Okay, that's looking much better now. And now the next thing I want to do is actually hook it up together along the top here. So let's just do that. I don't know why I'm talking about it. Why don't I just do it, you know? And now I want to add just a couple of little details around this. So let's surround this middle part here with some trap doors. And then I think what could look cool is having some signs kind of going along the sides just like this. So yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Let's just go ahead and continue with the details here. So actually on these parts here, we could replace these with some stairs like this and have it, you know, bang like this. And then these two spots here would be perfect for some lanterns too. Now, I don't really like how exposed like this like side is. And it's still kind of off center. Like, oh, I don't know. It's just pissing me off, to be honest. Okay, and there we go. That is looking way better than it was before. Holy crap, dude. Okay, just to get a feel of how this, how big this like interior space is going to be, I'm just going to expand it and kind of dig down into our little mine as well. And so yeah, I'll meet you guys back up here once I've gotten all of that done. Okay, and there we go. There is our giant frickin' mine staircase thing all built. Now we have an easy access from our mine all the way down to the bottom of this cave here. And now the next thing I want to do is actually just pretty up this entire thing. So firstly, I want to add maybe some like wood pillars in the corners here of this area. And I want to kind of like protect it from, you know, the surrounding cave, because we got a bunch of these little guys everywhere. And I don't feel like getting attacked every time I frickin' come down here, man. Where are you, little butt? Dude, he just... Oh, he's up there. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Oh! I swapped my pickaxe too early to get the freaking XP into my thing. Yeah, so those guys are absolutely everywhere, and I just want to, you know, protect my little mine thing, you know? And so to do that, let's just make a big old stone wall, I guess. Yeah, that's better. That's good. Okay, we'll seal up this back wall as well. Dude, what is that noise? There's a freaking drowned in there or something, freaking gargling up some shit. Jesus Christ. Then for another detail, we could definitely add in some stairs in between here with some trap doors. Chuck a lantern. Actually, we can't do it there because it's not in the middle, but we could do those at least. And now for this back wall, because this is just a big old plain boring piece of shit, let's add some little visual interest kind of things in this, like a big, I don't know, thing. It's like a big crack in the wall, I guess. And then we'll have it maybe open up here. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. We definitely will be adding a whole bunch of barrels and other details throughout this. I just, you know, I'm not getting around to that right now because I do want to finish up down here first. Get the hell out of here, buddy. Yeah, down here, I want to have like a landing area. So, you know, we're just safe and protected from all of the freaking mobs that are everywhere down here. So let's start adding like a little bit of a kind of protection shelter thingamajig. And then we can add some walls in between. Jesus, dude. What are these freaking zombies on, man? And we'll just kind of God, just go away. This is what I mean. They're so annoying, man. Right, so now we can add our little stopper for our minecart thing here. Let's also add a bit of a fence around this just to, you know, stop the mobs from getting in. And yeah, I just kind of like the idea of having this open so that we can easily just, you know, exit any side that we want. Let's maybe add some little bracing kind of supports in the middle of all of these pillars. And then we can, of course, add all of our details to this too, like our trapdoors, you know, our lanterns, all of that kind of stuff. So just give me a second and I will get all of that done right now. Okay, and there we go. That's looking pretty good. We got a nice little safe spot. Well, you know, we're not really safe from skeletons, which kind of stinks, but yeah, I don't know. I might figure something else out later. I just kind of like this being like open. It looks cool, like a mine thing, you know? But yeah, so that's it for down here for now. I do actually want to head back up to what we're supposed to be doing now, which is this area in here. Let me quickly go to bed. And so yeah, I'm going to quickly go grab a bunch of detailing blocks to add in here. So give me a second and I'll be right back. All right, and we are back with a bunch of detailing blocks. So let's get started. Right off the bat, I definitely want to add a little bit of texture into the ground here in the form of a pathway. And for that, I have a bunch of cobblestone slabs that I'm going to be using as, you know, just full blocks. And yeah, that's looking pretty sweet. The next thing I want to do is just add a whole bunch of these random blocks absolutely everywhere. I think that's pretty cool. Now, I think this area here definitely could use some little details. So let's maybe add another one of these. Actually, maybe not right in the doorway, because that's going to be kind of annoying. Oh, and another idea I just remembered as well is stone buttons. Adding these onto the ground is such a nice little detail for mines, as it just makes it look like there's little stones kind of everywhere. And I don't know, I just love it. Another detail that we could definitely do for the floor here is some stone stairs on the side like this. Oops, not like that. And it just kind of looks like little cracks in the ground. Just adds a little more like, you know, uniqueness to the ground. And yeah, that's pretty cool. I love that already. That looks so good. The next thing we need to actually sort out is our railway system. And yeah, this part's probably going to be pretty boring. So I'm just going to continue our rails all the way down. I'll add in all of our powered rails as well, and I'll meet you guys back, I don't know where, but somewhere. All right, and there's all of our completed rails. Let's actually just go ahead and test and make sure we can actually make it up to the top. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Okay, we need to add a couple more powered rails. Oh my god, give me a second. Okay, this should work now. Let's give it another try. Come on, baby, you can do it. Yes. Okay, and there we go. We've made it all the way back up to the top. Hell yeah. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just continue adding a bunch of little details like all of this stuff absolutely everywhere throughout this entire thing. All down here. I'll add heaps of lights along this side as well and down there. So yeah, we'll probably just start and do that as a time lapse right now. Alright, and there we go. There's all of the details added in for down here at least. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with this platform yet, so I've just kind of added details to it. Yeah. But yeah, up here is probably my most favorite area. This looks so good with the little dripstones and just all the details. I love it, dude. I also added this nice little idea of like a minecart not on a track, and you just kind of push it and position it where you want. I think that's such a nice little detail to add right outside our entrance here. So that just about completes the actual mine portion. What we need to do now is actually fill up our furnace room. So So I'm gonna go mine a whole bunch of cobblestone, and I'll meet you guys back here in just a second. All right, gamers, and we are back. And I have a pretty nice idea for our interior here. As you can see, I have given it a bit of a makeover. So the first thing I want to do now is actually add some little corner pillar blocks here. Let's add that in on this side as well. And I think I might add one sticking out on this part as well. And so in here, I'm actually wanting to add a semi-automatic blast furnace. Not blast furnace, what the fuck am I saying? Super smelter. And so basically with this design, the first thing we're going to do is add a row of barrels at the bottom. Above this, we're going to add a bunch of hoppers. Those are going to be connected to our blast furnaces. Then we're going to have to crack out the old scaffolding, head up here and add in 6 more hoppers all along here, and then finish it off with a bunch more barrels, like so. And there we go. We've got our semi-automatic I keep saying blast furnace, dude. What is wrong with me? Our semi-automatic super smelter. So the only thing we have to do is put our smelting block in here, and then we can simply just put in whatever smelting item that we want to put in these barrels. We can put stacks and stacks of it, and it'll just continuously smelt and output into these barrels down here. And yeah, so that's the semi... I'm not even going to say it again. I keep saying the wrong thing, but you know, it's what it is, okay? Okay, let's add in some barrels along the sides here. And then in here, I just want to add some just regular furnaces and some blast furnaces as well. And yeah, that's looking pretty cool. I actually really love this. A nice big smelting area in here. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with the way this turned out. This looks awesome in here. It's like a proper big, like, blast furnace area. I don't know. But yeah, so we're all done with our super smelter. We're all done with our entrance, basically. Now it's time to turn our attention over to the blacksmith building. All right, we are now set and all ready to start building our blacksmith. So let's get started. Now, my idea for this is to have the bottom floor here completely open, and then we have a ladder that's embedded in the side of this mountain here that'll lead you up to the second floor where we'll have our wooden walls. I think something that's going to look pretty nice is having our stairs underneath all of our pillars here, and then connecting them up to the bottom with our spruce fences. And now I think we definitely will want to have like a balcony here that'll extend out and kind of cover this like outside portion here. And there we go. There's our little balcony thing. Yes, dude, that's looking so good. Man, what the hell? Oh, perfect spot for a lantern too. Slap that in there. That's fine. Yes. Let's make our way up to the second floor and get started up there. Oh, and dude, I just got the best idea for our doorway here. I'm actually frothing, like foaming at the mouth right now, dude. Let's add in our ceiling real quick, just so we have a place to stand on. Bang, there we go. Okay, now in here, let's grab out our trap bloody doors, mate, and smack those in. Holy crap, this is gonna look nice. Okay, then we're gonna grab our door. Bang, let's take a look. Bro, that is looking good. Okay, let's grab our stairs. Bang, bang. Trap door, trap diddly door, trap door. Done. Yes! Now let's head inside here and actually start excavating a bit of this dirt that's in here. So let's clear all of this crap out. So yeah, just give me a second. Okay, there's our cleared out area. I've also just replaced the floor with some corn on the cobblestone, just because I thought that would be, you know, a super nice floor texture. Actually, I missed a spot here. What the hell? There we go. Yeah, so down here is looking super nice. We'll be probably adding in a ladder. I don't even know where. Maybe here? That's actually quite a good spot, maybe. Let's whack those on right there. Okay, sweet. Now, for the side walls, let's get started figuring this out. Yeah, dude, that's looking pretty good. And there's that wall done. Now, let's get started on the roof. I think what I want to do is just my classic curved roof design. I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. So you start like this, then we add in another slab like this that makes a full block, and then one final slab connecting to that. And this is where we start our stairs. We add another backward stair, another normal stair, and then when we've reached the middle, we know we're in the middle by... Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Sorry about that. We know we're in the middle when we've reached, you know, in line with the door here. We're going to add an upside down stair and then cap it off with a stone brick slab. Now we're going to remove half of this goddamn tree because it's in our goddamn way, mate. Get out of here, buddy. What are you doing? Okay, then we're going to head over to this side and, you know, just, of course, repeat the exact same thing. That's how you make the signature Disruptive Builds curved roof design. Patented, registered, and trademarked by myself. So make sure to credit me when you use it. I'm just kidding. You don't need to credit me. I'm sure there's been plenty of other people that have made this roof design before me. And there we go. A signature Disruptive Builds curved roof design is as simple as that. Now, we are looking a little bit bare in this area here. We could definitely add in some detail. And I think what could look cool is a bit of like an arch that kind of mimics the roof shape, but is maybe a little more mellow. Now, the final thing we'll add is a slab here, and that actually gives us the perfect spot to add a little lantern on too. Hell yeah. All right, I'm back with a bunch of blocks. Let's get started detailing the interior here. So for our first floor, I'm thinking I want to make this kind of like the primary workshop, and I want to center that around a couple of anvils and a dunking water bucket thingamajig. So I think let's position the anvils here and here. Yes. And then I think maybe right here is where we could add our little dunking bucket. So that's our little primary workstation. At the back here, we can add a bunch of detailing blocks. Oh my god, that looks good, dude. What the hell? Next, in these corners here, we can add in our blacksmith table. We can add in our crafting table, like that. Okay, we're back with more lanterns, and the final detail that I actually forgot about was to add a little campfire on top of this. And then maybe on this side, we could add in another lantern just to brighten up the back wall a little bit. And yeah, dude, that is looking like a proper little workshop. That is awesome. Now it is time to head up to the top floor and add in just some more stuff. Okay, and we're back with a bed. Let's slap that in right there. I think that's going to be a pretty good spot. Hell yeah, that's a nice little storage area. Actually, before I forget, let's quickly head down. Something I want to add out here is like a log pile, you know, as if, you know, some fuel for the furnaces. Oh my god, and there's the rain, of course. So I think a small little log pile, maybe right here, could look nice. Yeah, it's a nice little log pile there. Okay, let's head back upstairs and figure out... Oh, it's actually storming, meaning we can go to bed. Yes, no more rain. There we go. We've got a fully furnished blacksmith interior upstairs, and we've got a fully furnished, beautiful workstation workshop area. And now for the final thing, I did say I wanted to add a little bit of a campsite out here somewhere. And let's just get straight into designing a bit of a tent design. And something that definitely helps with building tents is adding in like a wood element to it, because without that, it's going to be very blocky looking, and it's just not great. And to do that, we're going to be, yeah, like I said, just adding this stuff on. Or actually, I think let's have this on this layer here. We'll continue this around over to this side. And yeah, there you go. It just kind of helps it look a little less blocky. Just having that smoothness around it just makes it, I don't know. It's a little extra detail as well. It's always nice. Let's slap a bed right there. Let's maybe go at the back, a bit of a barrel on this side, some chests. That is a nice little tent layout right there. That is awesome. Now at the front of this, of course, we do need some... like a campfire, of course. Okay, there is our hay bale, there is our campfire, and here is our little log seat. Hell yeah, that is super nice. We definitely need to connect our pathway up to here. Yes, that is absolutely perfect. I love that. We do actually really need some grass in here, like this grass. And another thing we need as well is definitely to add some texture into this. Just as I was looking at it as I was coming back here, it's just very plain. And I think the perfect texturing block is going to be some andesite. So let me go grab some bones. I'll get some andesite as well, and we'll just get stuck into that. Give me a second. That, my friends, is why you have mob sounds turned on. Holy crap. Alright, and we're back with a cheeky little bit of andesite and some bone meal too. Let's start sprinkling in some grass. I don't want it to be too dense, so we're going to be taking out decent chunks of it as we bone meal here, just because I don't want it to look really, you know, overgrown. Okay, and that just about does it for our grass. It's looking a lot more lively here now, which is basically exactly what I wanted. Now, it is time to get started adding in our andesite details in here. Let me actually make some slabs and stairs out of these. Okay, that should be a decent amount. And basically, yeah, what I'm just going to go ahead and do is just replace some of the existing blocks here with some andesite ones instead. Just a very light texturing is all it's going to need here, just to elevate it a little more. So I'm just purposely selecting some blocks that I think will look nice being andesite, like this slab down here. Yes. And I might also even add some in here as well. All right, and let's take a look at our completed creation. Oh yes, dude, that is looking way better. Just that little subtle texture adds so much, man. That is insane. Gamers, whenever I need wood, I've been gathering it from my farm areas and this spot above the mine. And quite frankly, it's pissing me off. I want one cohesive place to chop some bloody wood, mate, and so that's the exact problem we're gonna solve this episode. On top of that, I'm also giving myself the biggest challenge I've had to face yet. Let's get started. For the location, I have something pretty specific in mind. I essentially want one higher area and one lower area separated by a cliff. I have no idea if I'm gonna find something like that close by, so I'll probably end up having to do a bunch of terraforming, but honestly, that's okay with me. While I'm looking for an area, I should also probably reveal the big challenge for this episode. Any item relating to spruce is not getting touched at all. You guys made me cry last episode saying I use spruce too much, so even if my mouse hovers over a piece of spruce wood, I actually don't know what's gonna happen. I'll do a freaking backflip off my house, and if I die, the series is over. So you might be asking yourself, what blocks are you going to use then? You're f***ed. Spruce is all you got, honestly. Firstly, f*** off, you f***ing little shithead. Secondly, there's plenty of other blocks in the sea, including clay, which is actually in the sea, and we can use it to turn it into bricks. A great building block known for its sturdiness and rigidity. Let's go get some. Alright, and let's take a look at our completed creation. Oh yes, dude, that is looking way better. Just that little subtle texture adds so much, man. That is insane. Gamers, whenever I need wood, I've been gathering it from my farm areas and this spot above the mine. And quite frankly, it's pissing me off. I want one cohesive place to chop some bloody wood, mate, and so that's the exact problem we're gonna solve this episode. On top of that, I'm also giving myself the biggest challenge I've had to face yet. Let's go get some. Okay, now with basically almost a full inventory of clay, let's chuck that into our super smelter. Let's get that bad boy filled up. I'm gonna fill all of these buckets up with some lava from our little farm over here. And then we can just go ahead and send our things on their way. And these will all be smelting while I'm doing other things. Oh my god, is that gonna make it? Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, while our stuff is smelting away, I'm gonna be getting the next block here, which is going to be our spruce wood replacement. Honestly, I feel bad even just looking at it. God, you guys have just made me, you know, so aware of my addiction to spruce wood. It's not good. All right, and so our spruce replacement is going to be good old-fashioned oak wood. It's still pretty good. Honestly, not as good and versatile as spruce in my opinion. It's a lot more of a pain in the ass to harvest as well because, you know, massive tree over there, little trees over here. It's just a pain in the ass. But, you know, we're branching out of our comfort zone out here, okay? So let's go ahead and grab a bunch of oak wood so I don't have to get more while we're building. All right, there's half a forest chopped down and honestly, probably not even enough oak wood for the project, but we'll see how we go. And now it's on to the third item, which you guys did give me a little bit of slack for, but honestly, I just don't care at this point. It's too versatile of a block, and honestly, if you give someone shit for using stone too much, then, you know, I think you have your own issues you gotta sort out. But yeah, the item we're getting here is stone, of course. So let's mine out a bunch of it. Tell them that it's human nature, why does it do me that way?
Oh shit, Mikey Jackson!
Okay, honestly, I didn't want to get too much stone because we do actually have a lot at home from previous projects, and I think our location is going to need a little bit of excavating done, and we're probably going to get a bunch of stone from that. And so the problem I'm having is the spot I want is pretty specific, and I want it to be nearby to my base because if it's too far, I'm honestly not going to be bothered enough to go to it. I'm going to be real with you guys. So it needs to be close by. And yeah, so basically I want a spot almost exactly like this, and that actually just gave me the idea. Maybe over on this side might be a decent spot. Let's go have a look. Oh, okay. All right, this might work actually. That just gave me goosebumps. I don't know why. Obviously, all down here is filled with water, and yeah, that's gonna be a pain in the ass. We're gonna have to fill probably, honestly, to here, all of this up with dirt, because I do want a lot of space for our trees. So yeah, honestly, I think this location is going to work out perfectly. And so the next thing we're gonna have to do is, yeah, fill up this entire freaking area here with some dirt. So let's get bloody started, mate. Alright gamers, and there it is. There's the completely terraformed area. We've sectioned off this entire place and added all of our dirt in, which is going to give us the absolute perfect location to build exactly what I want in my head. Now with that done, let's go check on our brick smelting operation over here. Hopefully it's all finished. Let's have a look-see. Oh yeah, baby, that's some good stuff. Now let's turn this all into like freaking literally like one stack of bricks, dude. I really wish one stack of bricks gave you one stack of, you know, bricks, but it's just not the way it is, unfortunately. All right, and there is most of our items all sorted out. We've got them all in this chest here, ready to use. And the first thing I want to get started building is our first building, which I'm thinking I want to place right about here. We might actually have to do a little bit more terraforming to this, like, kind of cliff area. I kind of forgot about it. I want to actually pretty it up and make it look super nice before we actually get started on that. So let me do that real quick right now. Okay gamers, so the terraforming is coming along very nicely. Here is our cliff so far, but we have run into a bit of a problem up here. As you can see, we've excavated and flattened off a bit of an area, but we've run into a roadblock. We have a giant spruce tree here that is in the way, and if you recall my earlier challenge, I'm not allowed to touch a single piece of spruce wood in this episode. And so my idea to clear this out is we're going to completely fill up my inventory with dirt blocks like this so that I can't pick up any spruce. And then technically, we aren't touching the spruce when we mine it with an axe because, you know, my hands are right here. The axe is an extension of my body, you know, and the axe is technically touching the wood and not me. And even though we are, you know, technically touching the block drops, I'm not picking them up in my inventory. So I think we have successfully, you know, followed the rules here. I don't know why I'm going so like crazy on these rules, but I don't want to break my rules, okay? So I'm going to get rid of this entire tree. I'm going to let all of these blocks despawn and we're not going to touch them at all useful, I'm not even gonna pick them up and take them for like a future project, you know? That's how serious I am, okay? About bettering myself and not using spruce wood as a goddamn crutch, okay? So let's clear this out. Once we've cleared out this whole tree, I'm gonna keep pushing back this landscape. I'm not gonna bother doing a time lapse just because it's the same shit you've already seen, basically. So I'm gonna push this back and then we'll actually get started with our first build. And we're back. There's all the spruce wood. We're gonna let that despawn. I'm not even gonna go near it, okay? Let's start our first building right here. And this is going to be like our wood storage building. So I'm wanting this to be quite large. I want the front to have like 2 big arches where we're gonna have like chests and wood and stuff in. So let's start our first pillar right here. I think I want this to be 2 stories tall. So let's figure out the height real quick. Okay, that might be a little too big. That's like comedically large. We might have to shrink that a couple of blocks. But yeah, that's definitely gonna take up like the entire area. So we might have to scale that down a little. Okay, that's looking a little better. I might have to move that pillar off to the right a bit more just so it's a little longer. But yeah, I'm gonna get all of that done. I'm gonna place in all the pillars and I'll meet you guys, you know, back somewhere. I don't know. All right, and we're back with the completed layout here of the warehouse building. So we've got all of the pillars laid out. I figured out the size that I wanted. I'm happy with this. And so let's first start off with actually decorating the walls here. So we're gonna have a little side entrance here that's gonna be kind of like a back alley little entrance because we're gonna snake through this blacksmith building. And then these big front open parts are going to be like kind of these like hanger doors, like arched kind of things. And it's basically just going to be a massive open area inside here. So let's first start off with these walls. Now for the actual main block, I'm thinking bricks are definitely going to be a nice little kind of detail to add to this. So let's try something like this first off. Just a ring like that, and then we'll have some fences in the middle as our little windows. And then I think something that's actually going to, you know, because right now it is just very flat. We need a little bit of depth added into this. The only depth we have is this little fence. So definitely an easy way to do that is to add our little sticking out knobs. And then at the bottoms, I was thinking I was going to add just another log, but I think something that could look even better is actually some barrels. And I think I might have some over in my house. Give me a goddamn second, I'll be back. All right, we're back with the barrels. Let's go ahead and add some in here. That's not how I wanted to do it. What the hell? There we go, like that. And now my idea is to add a similar detail to this actually down here. So let's actually have some stairs above those and then below our little sticky out bits, and then we'll add some fences between those as well. And yeah, that just adds so much extra depth to this. It just, yeah, I don't know. It just makes it look way better, dude. Let's add it onto the front areas as well. Actually, I don't know how this is going to work because we're not going to have these little cross beams in here. So we might just have to leave that for now. I don't exactly know how we're going to do those. But as for the sides here, we can actually add these in, and we can add it into the back as well because we have the big cross beam here. Oh, what the hell? I don't know what happened to the wandering trader that was here, but his llamas carked it, I guess. What are you doing, bro? What happened to your llamas, man? This guy's just hanging out. I don't know what he's on about. Let's add our same little detail that we've done here to all of these sections at the front. Oh my god, dude, that piece of spruce literally scared the crap out of me. That's how afraid of it I am. Okay, what I think I'm actually gonna do is make this our entrance. It just makes sense. I don't know what I was thinking having that here. It's just weird. I wanted it in the middle, but, you know, it's just going to be way easier having it here. And so for, like, literally the perfect entrance would be some spruce trapdoors with a door there. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know where I've done this that I could showcase. Yeah, up here on the second level. I'd basically do this exact door right there, but we need to think of something different, okay? I can't use trapdoors because they got freaking giant holes in them and they just look ugly. So we need to think of a different, interesting kind of warehouse barn entrance. Okay, I might have an idea. Some of my, like, brain particles just, fired. I don't know. Let's try something like this, and then let's have these on the other side to look kind of like an open door. Does that look weird? It does, doesn't it? Tell me, just lay it out to me. That looks whack as hell, doesn't it? Honestly, that's not too bad. Is it? It's kind of weird. Let's try adding a little something up here just to like kind of enclose it in a bit. Yeah, that just looks weird. It needs to be like more than just 1 block wide. Maybe let's try this. Does that look weird as well? Honestly, that's not too bad. What if we made this into a slab? We can add a little lantern on that too. It just looks weird how thin it is, but honestly, that's not too bad. We'll leave it like that for now. If I think of something cooler, we'll definitely add that in. But yeah, I'm not too fussed with that at the moment. That's not too bad. Now I'm going to continue adding in our little wall design in here, and I'll probably just add this design into pretty much every single section across here. We'll add another entrance on that side. Now I'll get that done as a time lapse, and I'll meet you guys back at the front here because I honestly have no idea how I'm going to do this. So yeah, let's get started on the time lapse. All right, the first thing I did was just quickly add in the rest of the wall designs for this side wall, and then I started on the shape of the roof, which definitely took more than a few tries to get looking good. Once I'd settled on the shape, I began building all of the trims along with the main portion of the roof. With the roof pretty much done, I continued by filling in these sections along with the rest of the wall details on the other side wall. And with that completed, I moved on to the back wall and completely filled in those walls along with all of the details as well. Okay, it's time to step back and take a look at our build so far, and oh my god, dude, that is looking so good. That looks way better than I thought it would. What the hell? Just like being next to the blacksmith here, like in such close proximity, I don't know why, I just love that. That's the same kind of thing I want with my medieval village that I'm building that we might continue, you know, soon. I've kind of just, you know, been doing other projects, but that's the kind of thing I want to do in my village over there. So yeah, I don't know why, I just love builds being so close together. But yeah, so that's basically all of the walls and the roof done, except for the front wall here. I just don't really know how I'm gonna do this. I want big arches, but I don't want it to look weird. So I think what we might have to do is maybe add a block kind of like here, like bricks, and then do like an arch, you know what I don't know how to explain it, but we can just head up there. Hopefully I have enough bricks left because this is all I got left. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is that we just add an outline of blocks all the way around here and just kind of see how that looks. We're also gonna have to get some slabs and some stairs going. Oh god, hopefully I've left myself with enough bricks there. Crack out the scaffolding and head up here. So let's place in, actually, oh, we're not even gonna be able to use slabs. The hell? Okay, let's maybe try something like that. That's gonna look whack, isn't it? Let's go have a look. Actually, before we go have a look, let's actually just do a different one in this side to save us another goddamn trip. And I don't have enough bricks left. Oh my god. No. Well, I'm gonna have to go get a little bit more clay. Give me a second, I'm gonna get that sorted out, and I'll meet you guys back here when we're looking at both of the different arches. Okay, and there is our two different arch designs, and yeah, I think I'm definitely liking the left side a lot more than the right. Yeah, that actually works really well. Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't really look too much like a warehouse-like entrance, but honestly, I have no idea what else to do. Yeah, honestly, after thinking it over and looking up some inspiration, I think I'm just gonna settle with this. I think that's the best kind of look that we're gonna get. I was considering maybe changing these blocks to stone, but I think just keeping it brick is going to like keep it nice and uniform, and yeah, it might honestly look weird if we change it to stone. So let's go ahead and fix up this little archway here. Bang and bang. There we go. I'm also going to just continue adding our details up here. I need to add a little sticking out knoblet right there. So let's add that in. There we go. And we also need to place our slabs across here too. And that kind of makes me want to add maybe a lantern here as well. That actually might be a nice little addition. Oh, also underneath these, we need to add our stairs too. Let's grab those out and maybe some fences. I don't know if that's going to look good or not. Should we try it? Let's try connecting these up with fences, and we'll go back down and have a look at it from afar and see if it looks good. Okay, honestly, that is looking pretty cool. I like the unique aspect with these like little thin pillars that we added here. I was considering adding our little sticking out knobs how we have there and putting them there, and then adding that same like stair detail there, but honestly, I think that looks really cool. It's such a like unique look. I don't know what it is about it. It just looks awesome, dude. So I think we're all done for the exterior of this build. It is now time to get onto the inside and start adding the details I want to add. And first up, we of course need a floor. So let's go ahead and remove all of these grass pieces, and I'm going to replace this floor, I think, with a combination of stone and andesite. I think that's going to look the best. So we should have enough stone. I'm probably going to go get some more, and I'll get some andesite while we're at it as well. So let me go get that crap done. I'll get the floor added in, and we'll actually get started adding in the details. So I'll be back in a second. Oh my god, dude. I'm just coming back from a trip from my base, and I just realized we forgot a trapdoor right here on the old farmhouse. And I can't add one in because of my goddamn rules I set this episode. We're going to have to remember to fix that next episode, dude. Make sure you leave a comment to remind me, okay? Or else I'm going to forget. All right, gamers, and we're back with our floor added in. We've got the nice stone and andesite texturing, and now it's time to actually fully furnish this building, which I don't know if I mentioned previously, but this is going to be our storage warehouse for the wood factory. And so I've got a bunch of detailing blocks here that we're going to be using to, you know, make this look like a storage warehouse, I guess. With my first proposed detail to be some, like, just like a big log pile kind of hanging out in the middle of our hangar door here, and I want another one on this side too. And so I've just went ahead and grabbed some dark oak logs as well. So we're going to use a mixture of both oak and dark oak. Oh, one thing I just realized I forgot that would be pretty nice is some freaking rails. We're going to need those to detail these. God damn it, man. Let me go get some rails real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with a bloody stack of rails here. Let's continue building our little log pile. So there's all the logs added on, and what these rails are for are, of course, you know, just the classic look. We want like some strapped down logs, I guess, and that just works perfectly. The next detail I definitely want to add is going to be some slabs and some campfires. It's just gonna elevate the detailing work of our, you know, log pile, and it just makes it look way better. So let's sprinkle a bunch of these around. Can't forget the back, of course. Let's add those in, and maybe even a lantern on top of one, and maybe actually let's strip a couple of logs as well. That could look really cool. Hell yeah, dude. And that is just such a nice little detailed log pile to add. Super simple, adds so much detail. It's just, yeah, it's perfect, man. Now I'm just gonna quickly repeat basically the same deal over on this side as well. So just give me a second, I'll get this done right now. All right, and there it is. There's our completed log piles. I also added some extra details like some chests and a barrel over here as well. I just thought that'd be a nice little addition. Where's our other chest? Yeah, over here. That's pretty, I don't know, that just makes it look even cooler, bro. All right, so the next detail I want to add is going to be some big storage shelves at the back here. And I honestly don't really know how I'm going to do it, but my idea is basically we're going to have the edges of the shelves consist of some closed trapdoors here, and then the actual shelf portion is going to be some slabs. And so maybe let's make them 4 blocks wide so we can fit 2 double chests on these. And then we're going to have to extend these up. I don't know how high. Oh my god, we can go pretty high with this. I did not even realize. Probably go to there. I think that's going to be a good height. God damn it, of course I missed one. Alright, so there's our shelf design. I'm just going to absolutely pump this full of chests and barrels and just, you know, kind of alternate between them to keep it looking nice and lively. Yeah, dude, that is looking so nice, especially with the sun hitting just straight on it, man. That looks awesome. What the hell? And dude, that is such a nice detailed little shelf. I love that. Such like a nice warehouse vibe to it. And now let's get started repeating that pretty much exact same thing over on this side as well. Okay, so there's our 2 shelves, and I think right in the middle here is going to be a very nice spot for a massive barrel pile. So we're just going to make, you know, like a giant, like, I don't know, just pile of barrels. I don't know how else to explain it, honestly. I'm sorry. I tried my best, okay? Brother, man, that is looking so good. Another campfire, bang it on. Hell yeah, this is a nice storage warehouse, but it's actually lacking a little bit of lighting. We've only got a couple of lanterns. We could definitely dangle some from the ceiling, so I'm gonna go get some chains, and I'll be back in a second. All right, and there it is. That is the completed warehouse. I just went and grabbed some iron from the iron farm, made some chains, and chucked some lanterns on those. That is looking so good, man. I love the way this turned out. Super simple, yet super effective, super detailed. I love it, man. It's awesome. And so that basically leads us on to the next building that I want to add up here, and it's going to be over in this area. I'm gonna have to do probably a little bit more terraforming, remove a couple more trees, and kind of plan it out a little, because I actually have no idea how I want it to look and what blocks I'm going to use for it. Okay, trees have been chopped, area has been prepped. It is now time to start building, and I've figured out a block palette that I want to settle on. So let's leave a decent gap between these buildings, maybe like 3 blocks like that. I want to leave a 5 block gap at the front here. I want a nice wide entrance. That's 4 blocks. What am I doing? And then we're going to extend this all the way down here. Okay, I might have lied. The land has not been prepped enough. I'm going to have to do a little more excavating here. Okay, there we go. That should be good enough. Now we're going to continue our pillars over here. And yeah, as you can probably tell, we're making like just a slim rectangular building. And it's not going to be obviously anywhere near as big as our big warehouse over there. And I should probably just reveal this is going to be like the wood cutting area. So these are where all of the logs are going to be, you know, theoretically transported up and into. And from this point in here, they're going to be, you know, cut, turned into planks, and then sent off to our storage warehouse right next to it. You know, that's of course all theoretical. Obviously, you know, we're just doing this to make the area look extra good and super nice. And I lied again. The area has not been prepped enough. Oh my god, dude, what am I doing? Okay, I'm gonna get all this done, and I'll quickly fill out the framework for this building as well, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, and there's our framework laid out. I think we're just gonna transition straight up into the roof here, because I basically just have the exact design in mind that I want, and it's gonna be, of course, my signature curved roof design. I think it's just gonna work too perfectly with this building. And so basically, we're just gonna start with slabs here. We're gonna add 1 more slab, and then transition into some stone stairs, and then, you know, do that all the way up to here with a slab at the top. We're gonna repeat this on the back side, of course. And now along the sides, something that's gonna look pretty nice is just having a little slab that dips down here on the sides and then covering it up in the middle. I'll drop down so you can actually see what that looks like. I didn't even mean to drop down then, but yeah. So we have that kind of effect. You can even leave this blank here and add like some fences and fence gates across there. That looks good as well. But I've honestly started to like this look, mainly because it's a lot easier to do and it costs a lot less wood. So we're just gonna continue this over. I'm gonna repeat this on the other side. I'm also gonna add a stone slab thing across the top, and then then I'm going to fill the rest up maybe with some, probably just oak wood. I think I want this to be a mainly wood build. So let me get all of this crap done, and I'll meet you guys back when we're detailing the walls. Okay, there's our roof added on. I've also just gone ahead and added in the floor as well. I decided on some oak this time, which I think is going to fit the theme well. And honestly, for the walls, I think just leaving them completely open like this is going to be the best look for definitely like a, you know, a cutting, sawing shack. I don't know what they're freaking called, man, like a lumber mill or something. But we can still definitely add some details on these, like some stairs. Maybe we can have fences that go all the way down to the bottom. That might look nice for this kind of building. Let's try that out. Okay, there's all those details added in. Now we definitely do need something at the front here, and I think we could probably just do something like this with our fence gates on the sides, a fence in the middle, and slap the old classic lantern right on that bad boy. Hell yeah, dude. And then I think what would also look good is having a lantern dangling from these little beams that I added. Actually, not on there. We're gonna add the same thing on the back here. And now I think in between each of these beams, we could definitely do something like that with some trap diddly doors above and below, of course. Let's just add these on all of these beams here. And yeah, dude, that is looking so good. Honestly, I don't think I want to add any between here. I think it's just going to be too much. I think that is just like the perfect amount of details there for the building. Probably even a little bit too much, but it's fine. It's fine, honestly. Okay, now let's, of course, I forgot to grab the stone cutters. Let me go get those. Jesus Christ, man. What am I doing? Okay, now it is time to add the main detail for this, which is just going to be some more giant log piles with some stone cutters in between them. So I think let's place one here, maybe one in the middle, and then probably just one on this end as well. And then I basically just want to add a whole heap of logs in between these. And then even beside this, I want to add more logs too. I think on this front one, we might actually even add a slab. Or actually, oh, what would look even better is an extinguished campfire, because it'll look like, you know, cut logs at the end of the saw thing. You know what I'm trying to do? Yeah, dude, that would look, oh, bro, that looks so freaking good, man. What the hell? Honestly, I think this one in the middle just doesn't really make sense. I kind of just want to fill that in so we can have a big log on the top here. And we can add more cut logs here. We can add maybe an oak slab here too. Actually, that looks kind of weird. And then let's, of course, just decorate the hell out of this with more campfires and more slabs. Okay, and there it is. There's our completed little lumber mill shack wood cutting area. Honestly, I don't know what to call it. It's just the area where the logs theoretically come in, get cut into planks, and then, you know, get shipped off over to the warehouse over yonder. And so one extra little detail I think I want to add up here, the final detail, is going to be some big barrel piles. I've kind of prepped this area, and so let's start it right here. I don't know why, I've just started liking this little decoration. I think it just looks really nice, especially in like these kind of factory style industrial builds. So I want to make like just, yeah, these massive 3x3x3 barrel piles like this, and then maybe finish it off back here with just a 2x2 one like that. And then maybe even in between these, we could just add like some random chests and some more barrels, maybe so like a lantern as well. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, so that pretty much concludes this entire top section. Or actually, I might have just lied. We do have a couple more things to do, but technically it's for the this intermediary section, the cliff. Because right now, the only way to get up here is by this crappy little grass staircase that I have to jump up to get up. And so yeah, it's finally time to add in an actual staircase up to this area. So I reckon first up, let's start off with some slabs like this, then maybe a couple more slabs here. Or we could even actually make this where we start our staircase right there, and then we can just kind of remove these blocks and then kind of have this just extend all the way down. I reckon it's going to look nice having kind of a foundation of oak planks like this. Yeah, just something like that. That looks so good, man. Now we have just this nice pathway that leads all the way up to our area. I reckon in between here as well, we'll change this into dirt paths to keep it consistent with our area over yonder. And now that actually leads me around to this front area as well. I want to add another staircase. As you can see, I've actually already prepped this area because I did, you know, kind of planned beforehand where I wanted to add this staircase, and that's going to be right here. So let's remove these blocks. I reckon that's going to be our starting point for the staircase. If I can frickin' place it in, god damn it. And then we'll once again have our like foundation of oak wood on the side. It's going to look super nice with that. Like that. There we go. That looks awesome. This is going to extend up to here. I reckon right here we'll add some slabs. And then up here we even have the perfect little spot as well to add some more. And yeah, that's just the perfect little pathway that leads up to our area. We're going to add our same dirt paths in between. And then I reckon we'll add something like this in between these two areas too. Hell yeah, dude. That looks so good. Also, another decoration that's going to look nice is these little lanterns out the front. So I reckon we could add one probably right here as well. And maybe even on this side over here. Heading over to this side as well. Let's add one maybe right here. Hell yeah, dude. That looks awesome. Okay, and so that's pretty much the entire top area all done. Now it's time for this bottom portion, which is of course going to be our tree fields. Okay, so down here for these fields, I'm thinking I'm wanting a, you know, a pretty specific kind of layout for this. I'm wanting some rectangular shaped fields. We might alternate between maybe oak, spruce, and birch between all of them. And I've also pre-prepared a bunch of hoppers. I've got more over here in this chest. Honestly, I think I might have made a little bit too many, but that's okay. We can always use them for future projects. And yeah, so let's head over here and kind of figure out a bit of a layout for them. I reckon we can start our first one right here. Let's maybe try I don't even know how far I want to go with this. Maybe 7 blocks wide. And that looks pretty good for the length. I think that was 13 blocks. Let's just bring this all the way around. And yeah, honestly, I think that's going to be a pretty good size for the field. Let's maybe leave a gap of like 5 between these for the pathway so that we can have our pathway blocks, and then we'll start the next field right here. Dude, no way. That actually lined up perfectly with our freaking existing staircase. That is insane. What? And yeah, thankfully that actually does leave a little gap here for a bit of a pathway to kind of snake around these. And yeah, I think that's going to be the perfect layout there. I reckon we'll extend this to the right by 1 more, just like that. And then we can leave another gap of 3 or 5 actually, like that. And we'll start our next fields down that way. Yeah, that's going to be perfect. I'll get all of that done as a time lapse, but we'll just come back here to the first field and we'll kind of figure out exactly how we're going to lay this out. Okay, so I'm thinking a ring of oak slabs around these is going to look really good. Now I've grabbed my oak saplings and thankfully these can grow really close together. I'm pretty sure they can even grow exactly like that, but we're going to leave a little bit of a gap between each of them, just 1 block, and we'll just kind of place it in a grid fashion like that. Now the next thing I want to do is actually replace all of these grass blocks in here with some hoppers. The reason I want hoppers is so that I can basically stop having to freaking stand around the tree and collect the saplings, which takes absolutely forever. And instead I can literally just harvest all the wood I want, walk away, and most of the saplings are going to drop into the hoppers and get collected into some chests. And speaking of which, I think the chests, a perfect spot might be right here. We'll remove that, place in our chest right there, and then we'll have our hoppers kind of all just leading into that. So let's just make these massive rows of hoppers here. They're all going to be pointing back in towards that chest there. And yeah, there we go. So that's the basic idea there for the field. So once a tree grows, I'll just be able to chop it down. There's going to be some saplings and stuff that falls outside, but honestly, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Most of it's going to get caught by these hoppers and then sent into the chest. And yeah, I think that is going to be an awesome layout. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is just fill out the rest of all of these fields. I might kind of play around with the positioning a little bit. I'm not exactly sure if this is how I want it, but yeah, I'm going to get all of that done as a time lapse. So let's get started right now. First off, I moved on to our second field here, which I decided on planting some spruce in. I filled it up with hoppers and continued to the third field, which I decided on using birch wood in, just to keep each field different, even though I'll probably never use birch. As for the rest of the fields, I just used another lot of oak, spruce, and birch to keep it varied, and honestly, it's because I couldn't think of another tree to use. To finish it off, I shoveled in all the dirt paths around each field and around the outsides too. Alright, and there it is. There's our tree field coming along nicely. An extra little detail I added in was these little light posts around every single field here, just to brighten up the surrounding area. And yeah, dude, this is looking so good, man. I love the way this turned out. But the next thing we're definitely going to need is a bunch of details along the sides of all of these, because right now it is just very plain. So I think the first detail along at the front here is going to be, of course, another log pile. You guessed it. It is a wood factory after all. What is it going to be without a couple of log piles around the place? So let's bang in a bunch of these. Starting off with our first one right here, let's get in just a bunch of logs placed in. Of course, we're going to add our rails at the ends just to make it look like it's tied down, and then we're going to just grab out the campfires and the slabs and add a bunch of these everywhere. All right, so that's a pretty good looking log pile right there, if I don't say so myself. Let's add a lantern on that too. The next detail I think is going to look awesome is going to be another one of our signature barrel piles, similar to up there. So let's start it off maybe right here with just a 2x2 one, and then maybe let's over here transition into a 3x3 one. I don't know what it is about this detail. It just looks so like industrial, like just this massive storage pile. It's like, I don't know, like the logs are being stored in there or something. I just think it's a cool idea, cool detail. Maybe over here we could add just like some scattered chests and barrels. Let's try something like that. So let's go maybe a double chest here. Let's go a barrel, maybe another couple of barrels. Maybe even have a bit of a scattered pathway that goes throughout this too. Okay, next up in this area, it is is very bland, very plain. So I think, you know, what we're definitely going to need in here is another log pile. But before we do that, let's actually add in some more just like barrels and stuff. Just like, yeah, just a massive pile of barrels, man. Honestly, I might be going overboard on the barrels. I think maybe next episode we need to do like a freaking, instead of no spruce, we're going to do no barrels and chests. I don't know, dude. I'm kind of obsessed with them at the moment. Maybe it's because it's the closest thing I can get to spruce at the moment. It is very close to spruce. Okay, I'm going to bang in another log pile or two right here. And yeah, just give me a second. All right, so there's that area filled in. We've got another log pile going. We've got our barrels and chests and everything there. That is looking pretty sweet. The next course of action, I reckon, is going to be linking this pathway up here over to our existing pathway. And so what could be a pretty cool way to transition it from a 1 block to a 3 block is maybe let's start it right here. And then at this point, we'll just go into a 3 block wide one. And I think that looks pretty cool. It just kind of slowly transitions from a 1 block to a 3 block. And then right here, we'll add in our oak slabs as a little staircase. And then let's extend this all the way out to those slabs as well. Hell yeah. And that reminds me, we actually need to connect up this pathway as well. So let's maybe just do something like this. Maybe a 2 block wide path would look nice here. And yeah, just over to there, connect it up to the stone and then up to our little pathway here. All right, next, this spot right here could definitely use yet another barrel pile. It's kind of getting ridiculous at this point, but it is just such a nice detail to add. Now, I think a couple more lampposts maybe along these pathways would look nice too. And now right here, oh dude, what could we add? I don't know, is like a little bench gonna look weird maybe? Oh, I don't know. And yeah, that looks pretty cool. Just like a nice little like waiting bench. I don't know, like maybe it's like a break area for the theoretical workers of this freaking tree field. But hell yeah, dude, this area is looking amazing. I have got to say, this is probably one of my better builds in this series so far, man. Just the combination of these awesome buildings. It just looks so good, dude. I love it. And to top it all off, we didn't use a single piece of spruce wood, my crutch. And yeah, I think this has definitely got to be one of my better builds. And we just didn't use spruce at all. And I'm honestly, I'm proud of myself, okay? Be sure to leave a comment congratulating me on how good of a job I did. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. All right, and that concludes movie number 1. If you want to continue watching this series, the next episode is right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.